Hey, Curvies. Hey, Curvies. How's it going? Is that dirty? Let's see. There. Hi, Curvies. I'll give you guys a minute to come on in here. Hey, Curvies. Thanks for coming on in. I'm in my kitchen making Sunday stuff. I already, those chicken pot pies from Costco. I already put one of those on. And now I just sauteed some mushrooms with some garlic and a white onion and a sprig of thyme, and I reduced them all. And I just put those over to the side. Now I'm going to put some ground prime steak in there, and I have my noodles going. I'm live, babe. And I have my noodles going. And these cookies are expired by 2 months. Two? Yes. No, it's not. Oh. That's like 2 days. 2 days, they're fine. Um, and so I was like doing stuff this morning. Yesterday we went to a birthday party. It was a crazy week for me, you guys. Lots of stuff was happening. And I really try to keep it high key and everything and super positive. And I feel like it's my superpower and everything to be able to be like, oh, it's silver lining and everything. But I've had a number of people in my life, let me know that, not everybody has that super ability, and it's really high key annoying the people who don't have that super ability. And so, um, yeah. But hey, I'm not going to be no negative person, and I shouldn't be. I mean, there's balance in the world, but yeah, somebody did call me out on like being super positive all the time and how they just like are like, I'm not there and I can't listen to you be there. Isn't that interesting? I told you guys about the time I got fired for being too happy. I told you guys about that. But I also told you guys, I think I told you guys that I also like have struggled with depression in my life. I'm like a double Capricorn rising, a Capricorn moon, a Capricorn sun. No, okay, so I'm a Capricorn moon and a Capricorn sun, and then I'm a Cancer rising. And so if you don't know this about Capricorns, like we're kind of late bloomers, we're kind of good at stuff, our talking is a thing, but also we're prone to depression, if you didn't know. Some famous depressed Capricorns, um, you know, was like Elvis Presley and Martin Luther King. Famously, me and him share a similar birthday weekend. Um, anyway, so there can be problems, right? So like it's like for me, I literally like get up days and I choose to be happy. I choose to wake up on the right side of the bed and wake up every morning and set a tone for my day. I literally had choose this. Like I went to the shrink to the mental health place because I was like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And so my insurance was covering some mental health stuff before. And so like I went and talked to the people about it and everything. And that psychiatrist told me that happy is a choice. Now it was not Dr. G from Married to Medicine, which we're about to get to, thankfully, because all I would have got was gaslit probably. But this particular psychologist, it was a psychologist because she could not prescribe me drugs. And I think that's the difference. A psychologist cannot prescribe drugs, whereas a psychiatrist could you know, give you a prescription for some Xanny, right? So I went to a psychologist at the mental health place, and I was like, this, and this is going. And the when I listened to it now, it was kind of just like life is lifing. Like it wasn't like major. There had been no loss. There had been no like, you know, there wasn't a financial struggle. It was like it was just kind of like I was undecided and uncertain, confused, I guess could be some words, like, you know, because it was when I was younger. And so anyway, I tell her everything that's going on. The lady says, you know, happy is a choice. You could choose to be happy. You could choose to be happy potentially. I said, I could. I said, but this, and this. And she said, yeah, this, and this. But you could choose to look at this, and this, which is still within the this, and this that brings me down, but look at it from like more of a solution oriented way where I could potentially, you know. Anyway, so that's what I did. So it was a crazy week, like I was saying. And yeah, interesting. But it made me think about friendships. And it made me think about just like my personal friendships and things like that. Because there are certain people in your life that are real friends. And then there are people in your life who like pretend to be your friend and are an op. So I feel like Dr. Simone has been doing some oppish behavior type things. Very oppish behavior type things. Oh, no way. Right on, Abby Lee. Thanks a lot. Right on. Love you too. Love you back. Right on. Jessica A was the first one in the house. Thanks for coming through. Q, thanks for coming through. Drop the link to your channel, Q. Please. Lucky A, hello. Thanks for coming through. So, I was, you know, I'm a big fan. My voice is gonna carry. I'm in the kitchen cooking. So I'm gonna have to go check these mushrooms real quick. But you can still hear me, I'm sure, because I talk really loud and my volume is up all the way. Yes, it is. So I'm thinking that Dr. Simone is the traitor that Quad said she is. Did you guys see that that reality interview that Quad did? And it was on page 6, those dudes on page 6 that do the reality thing. Well, anyway, she was over there and those dudes were like, oh, Quad, who's the biggest traitor on the show? And she said, Simone. And I thought it was for like obvious reasons. And it was, but it's for even beyond that, okay? The more I think about it, people have been blaming Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Heavenly will even take some responsibility for her part in suggesting that Sweet and Sour should be a part of the show. But for one, she self-corrected when she found out how it really did impact Quad to have her abuser on her show with her. Now, everything I say here is allegedly for entertainment purposes and speculation. And so, you know, I don't know these people. This is just like what I surmise as a viewer, right? I'm not a shrink. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, bitch. Yeah, so just know all that. But when I use the word abuser, it's because Quad herself said that she was abused by Dr. G. Quad herself has said she was abused by Dr. G. And I'm like, so I'm going by what Quad has said. Now, if Quad never said it, I wouldn't say it, but I might suggest it, but I wouldn't just say it. You know, like I'm just saying it because she told us on a camera in season 6 and before that he was disrespectful, that he was treating her wrong. And then in the freaking reunion, Quad told us that Dr. G dragged her across the floor, tried to suffocate her, and have been doing torturous things to her throughout their marriage, you know? So, oh, Emmanuel, thanks for coming through. Happy Sunday. Can you drop Manny's TV Talk channel, please? because he has great 10-minute and under type of recaps of like pretty much everything. Bravo. He's awesome. He's our resident Esquire. There's merch coming that's gonna say send it to Manny. You know, that's a play on Lala saying, send it to Daryl. Remember when she told her that? Send it to Daryl to Raquel when Raquel was talking to her about something. So let me check these noodles. So based off of the show we've been seeing and everything that we've been witnessing, I was just saying that Simone needed to be like have a season of awakening where I felt like this season should definitely be the season that Simone has to truly take accountability and have her feet held to the have her feet held to the fire. Did you guys hear me okay from over there? Because I feel like Simone has gotten away with a lot of stuff. And I've been saying, like, I thought Toya threw rocks and hit her hands, but it's really Simone. Because Simone, from season 1, has been very against Quad and very sympathetic to Dr. G. Simone was very good friends with Quad. Remember, Simone and Quad went and looked for her missing father? And then when Simone found out that her father was found deceased, the first person she called was Quad. Remember? So they were very, very close. And allegedly, Simone has said that but it was before that, because I feel like Quad has been actually very forgiving towards Dr. Rabbit, Dr. Pancakes, the flip-flopper that is Simone, because we're fine today and tomorrow she's bringing up, you gave us your ass to kiss for years. She's fine today and then she's bringing up, well, you didn't want to have that man's babies. Like in season 1, Quad is telling us, he's high-key disrespectful. I don't want to have his babies in this environment. I don't want to bring a child into this environment, is what that woman told other women. And the first woman to get in her face with veins popping out of her neck, and she almost had a Jax Taylor. I'm not trying to say nothing, but she be getting veins, okay? Those who know. So I'm like, when you go back and look at her, get this close in Quad's face talking about, you need to just give that man a baby. Just give that. And she's like, I don't want to bring a baby into this. Why didn't Dr. Simone, as legally required reporter of abuse, a doctor is legally required to report abuse. I'm just thinking of this right now. I hadn't even planned to say this part. I hope I'm not being a bozo. But I'm just thinking about that when our kids go to the doctor, if they have a broken arm and it looks suspicious, they be calling authorities because they're legally required to report abuse, legally, right? So now we have Quad, who says finally, in no uncertain terms, season 6, I've been abused. So forget season 1 through 5 when nobody knew for sure. They knew there was rough patches, but nobody knew for sure. But now that they know for sure from her mouth and from Dr. G's own admission, because all Dr. G said is, oh yeah, we did things to each other. Quad says, you dragged me across the floor and put your hand over my mouth and held my nose and tried to suffocate me. And that man's answer, that man with balls, he has balls. I don't know. I'm telling you, I still think he only has one, and somebody needs to make sure it's not him making these ladies not be able to get pregnant while he's stressing them all out. But, yeah, allegedly. But after in no uncertain terms, we know all he said was, oh, we did stuff to each other. So that was practically an admission that I put my hands on you, but my defense is that you put your hands on me. And then it becomes a question of, well, who did what to first? What comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? And in a narcissistic, abusive, toxic type relationship, which this particular show made me look at and Google these definitions of abuse. The definition, and what are examples of abuse? How to spot abuse. I looked up that. And all of it leads back to, most of it, a narcissistic personality disorder with possibly antisocial behaviors. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not him. He's a freaking board certified mind fucker in the form of a doctor, and he acts like this. And he's supposed to technically be reporting his own ass, you guys. Dr. G is who I'm talking about, the he. Dr. G is technically supposed to be reporting his own ass for being abusive, because as a doctor, you're supposed to report suspected abuse. He admits to it by saying we did stuff to each other. You guys. Oh, my noodles are getting really soft. I talked too long. I'm trying to multitask. There we go. I'm trying to multitask, you know? Turn that fire down. Grab this. So what do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Am I on to something? Are all of those doctors on that show supposed to be either at least not hanging out with the known abuser, but sympathizing with him, going on golf trips with him, helping him torture his previous victim of abuse? But for everybody who wants to blame Dr. Heavenly, looking at Simone's position from season 1, where she was constantly coming for Quad for Dr. G, on Dr. G's behalf of wanting a baby, trying constantly to force Quad to acquiesce to this abuser's suggestions of bringing life into this. And we know that was just going to be to control her further. That's all it was going to be for. Would be to control her further. What do you think? Put it in the comments. What do you think Dr. G wants this baby for? I mean, based off of how he be treating people, he's an antagonist. He provokes people he incites people to freaking anger, and then he freaking calls the police on them when they finally respond to his provocation. He did it to Quad. That's why Quad has a freaking mugshot that Simone and Toya and Mariah specifically, didn't they used to say something about her mugshot that she got? And now that we've seen how Dr. G engaged with King and then flipped it and turned and called the police on King, wanting to press charges for running on a beach with his shirt off. That was what he wanted to press charges on King for running on a beach with his shirt off. After provoking that man, getting in his personal space, threatening his girl, and talking shit on his woman, and then being like, yeah, I hope you protect her. That means you telling me you hope I kick your ass, bud. So you're inviting all of this animus, and then you call the police like a fucking bitch. And then are mad that the other men don't have it for you a second time. They had it for you when he was against a black woman. None of those men did shit when it came to Quad as a black woman and trying to protect that woman. They continue with the golf trips. Nothing to see here, folks. Marriage has marriage problems. Ask Contessa. That's what she tried to turn around and tell Sweet and Sour, the current victim of Dr. G, allegedly. I mean, look at my videos for this season. I'm high-key triggered that this show of black excellence would allow 2 seasons of us having to watch Dr. G, a known abuser, gaslight a current victim while provoke his past victim, and then pretend to be a fucking victim himself. I'm gobsmacked that people are not more up in arms like me. They took our favorite Black Excellence show and allowed this bullshit. And now they're hyping up Sweet Tea like she's the next golden child victim. She doesn't make any sense. This is my good chai green tea with turmeric. Sweet and sour doesn't make any sense. She doesn't make any sense. She's trying, I don't understand what's going on here. I really don't. I don't know what production was thinking. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to let a known abuser come back on this show. But Simone herself has been jockeying for Dr. G to continue to be in our screens for entertainment since Quad has been gone. She's been entertaining Dr. G and mad, and was bringing it up again tonight in tonight's reunion. She's going to bring it up again, how Quad gave her ass to kiss. So yeah, she was hanging out with Dr. G because it makes total sense. He finally confirms that he whipped your ass a couple times. And of course I'm having fucking Moscow mules in the self-made bar downstairs, while simultaneously requesting your presence when you could possibly see him passing or something. That's what I really think happened too, is maybe she invited Quad over and Quad's like, okay, me and Simone were friends. And she's like, you know, me and Simone were friends. Let me go ahead and, you know, look over here. Wait, I feel like there's a smear on here. There, that's kind of, there was good. Oh my God. So, her and Simone were kind of friends. So maybe after the season 6, maybe the divorce happened and everything. And she was like, fine, Simone, I'll stop by. And she hops in her car that wasn't a Mini Cooper and pulls up to Simone's south or north house. I'm not sure which one she was at. But gets there, and what if she saw Dr. G's Mini Cooper outside? Because Simone never stopped entertaining Dr. G. Never. Cecil, who it's really strange to me, can be so pro Quad and pro Dr. G at the same time. I'm torn. It's like Dexter was a good person too. But are you having Moscow mules with that fool after he said he's Dexter? I don't think so, bro. You know what I mean? I'm really not sure, sis, if I would continue to have a Moscow mule after Dexter tells me he's fucking Dexter. You see what I'm saying? And then to have this show literally have Black excellence. And I love the show. I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm just wondering, why would they take Black excellence and give us this storyline where now we have to choose? We have to do a choosing between the first abuse victim that we've known for over a decade and his current abuse victim, who talks a gang of fucking shit and then cries mental health and stressing me out, and my womb isn't working because you guys are stressing me out. I'm not sure what's going on. Why would they let this happen? Why is this the narrative that's being allowed to play out as entertainment? Just a second, let me stir this beef. First, let me read some comments. Oh, Reality Diamond. Thanks for coming through. So can somebody please drop Reality Diamond, you still have your channel? You still have your channel? Freddie, if you have a channel, let us know and we'll be sure to drop it. Love Reality Diamonds, POV. Thanks for coming through. Bianca Edwards. Thanks. Chef Don Don. You guys pray for Chef Don Don. He's in the hospital. Prayers up, dear Heavenly Father, Yahusha, God Almighty in heaven, whose image and likeness we are created in. We ask you right now to cast a blessing of miracle onto Chef Don Don. We ask that you infuse his body with regeneration, infuse all his neurons, synapses, his membranes, his organs, his bones, his blood, his brain, his all of everything, God. We just know that everything that Chef Don Don is in perfect healing and alignment with everything that you are. And there is no separation from perfect health, and that anything of that is just an illusion, and it is about to work out for Chef Don Don's best and highest good. And we're knowing this, and we're claiming this for him, and we are claiming healing completely in all areas and phases of Chef Don Don's life, and that this hospital stay is just something to get him recalibrated to optimal health. Thank you. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay? Yes. So let's see these comments. I have to go way up here. I was on Emmanuel. Yes, hello. And then it was Chef Don Don. Simone is a flip-flopper. And I will never let people forget how they treated Quad. From freaking season 1. Disgusting. Yes, DV, been a minute. Thanks for coming through. This man abused her and then turned around and wanted to be back on the show to stick it to Quad. Exactly. Because why not come back till now? He had other girlfriends. He had everything else, but he didn't want to actually come back until he thought that it was going to F with her. That's what he thought. Yep. Freaking Mitch ways, Mitch tendencies, right? Yes, thank you. I can be right on Sunday, right on. Sweet Tea seems to be burning every bridge on that show, but we're about to get to the new alliance. Because if you guys go to your phones or other devices right now and check on Sweet and Sour's freaking YouTube page, you're going to see that who's going to be on her show tonight? Dr. Rabbit. It's going to be right on her show tonight. Talking a gang of shit about Heavenly, talking about, oh, I have a real job. Me and my husband are so in love. We don't have time to sit on YouTube. Yeah, no, you and your husband, you do have time to sit on YouTube, but you just don't because nobody would watch. No, I don't know why. But yeah, she's going to be on Sweet and Sour show tonight talking a gang of stuff, cooking. And who cooked first? Quad is the cooker. Quad was the cooker when she was freaking married to Dr. G. Quad was cooking back then, using her sweet and savory seasoning that's branded as sass. Sweet and savory. Quad is first on everything. This lady takes everything Quad does and regurgitates it like she's the first person to invent a fucking wheel. And then when she gets called out on it, instead she doubles down on the shit. It's crazy. Instead of be like, oh yeah, Quad does have a sweet and savory thing. Quad was cooking. She doubles down on it, and now she has cooking segments called Sweet and Savory with freaking Sweet and Sour. It's bizarre. Nobody sees this. It's freaking weird. If this was real life, I would have had a restraining order against that bitch by now. I'd be like, officer, I'm pretty sure she wants to wear me as a skin suit. Yeah. She even was calling her husband my new man, King's name. Yeah, she wanted to call him King. And even he was adverse to it, Your Honor. It's on season, what season are we in, King? 11? It's on season 11. Episode what? First reunion? No. 15. Season 11, episode 15, you'll see clearly the extent of what this lady wants to be me, officer. Can you get here too, sweet? It's weird. I would not hang out with no bitches like that. But then again, I'm not on a reality show, and give it up to the ladies. They are super courageous for giving us a version of reality, but I'm still very puzzled as to why the programming would be to take Black excellence. I mean, we were literally just promoting Black doctors, Black dentists, Black ER physicians, Black couples with foundations that do medically inclined stuff, open up business practices together. We have two couples on this show that are the living Huxtables. Two couples on this show that are the living freaking Huxtables. And we had another Huxtable couple because Audra and it's a freaking show full of Huxtables. The show is entirely full of two professional parents living a freaking middle class life in America, and making it. And instead, they're about to give us what? Who? Simone tonight is going to get to drag out a dead horse because the horse is dead. They resolved all this shit this season. And Simone is going to be like, you gave us your ass to kiss. Well, at this point, I'm giving it to you to kiss because you're crazy. And I think a bit of the senility and dementias might be setting in. Your patients might want to check twice on whatever your recommendations are or something, because we already went over this and I thought we had it done. I thought we already had this freaking disease extracted and we had treated it properly as so it wouldn't be a recurring infection in said relationship, Dr. Simone. I thought that. I don't know why. Could it be season 11, episode 8, 9, and 10? Could it? When you guys squashed everything and resolved it and moved on? Simone is a fucking op. She's been problematic since season 1. She's like, she'll do anything production tells her to do for this. I don't know, I heard they all get paid the same, but I hope she gets a bonus for being an op at this point. How she has been playing quad this entire time. Evil, mean. So that's what Phaedra was talking about. But what she was talking about with Heavenly, that wasn't mean because she was part of the plot. It just backfired. I showed you guys how the freaking psychic even said that Phaedra was plotting on Dr. Heavenly, and then we saw it all play out. It's just so weird. These comments, I forgot. Sweet Tea is not reality TV. Nope, she can dish it, but she can't take it. At least Dr. Heavenly can take it. Dr. Heavenly, she can take it. I don't feel like Dr. Heavenly's reads are rehearsed. Sometimes they flounder. Like tonight, I don't know if we gonna miss something between, she gets flustered sometimes because Contessa's gonna go from, yeah, Dr. Damon is miserable with you. And she's going to be like, oh yeah, don't try it. Your titties are way. And so then she's going to be like, and I had a mastectomy, da 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 da. And she's like, I don't care. Because Dr. Heavenly, when she does get flustered, she'll either revert to your mama behind her family or calling her stupid, or behind her husband and calling her anything about her family or her being stupid or dumb. I noticed that she like gets a little, she gets very like, your mama! Like that's all she can think to say, you know? But so this time, instead of your mama, because she already said your mama to Dr. Contessa when she wanted to square up, that so this time it's going to be, yeah, that her boobs are looking kind of rocky in the middle. But let's see, because so she can't take it. I am making some sauteed mushrooms, some farfalle bow-tied noodles. Is that how you call them? Farfalle. I made some of these farfalle noodles. And I took some criminy brown mushrooms, the mini ones, and sliced them. And then I took garlic and sliced it. And then I took a white onion, because you know the onions taste different. Of course you do, Chef Don Don. And so I put a white onion and thyme in the butter. And then I dropped everything in. Oh, and then I did liquid smoke. Because my nephew is a full-on vegetarian. So he'd be like, Larja, use liquid smoke on your stuff and it'll add like, I was like, okay. So I let them soak in some liquid smoke with a little, oh, and I have some mushroom seasoning salt that really does taste like the oomph of mushrooms. And so I even put that on there to give it that oomph inside. And then I reduced them to you know, I like them instead of all watery. I kind of like to do them like this. So it was like this whole thing was full of these mushrooms, and I cooked them down to that small, you know? And so this is just like, and they're brown, and some are a little chewy right there. And then I have these prime rib. I had some prime rib, ground prime rib that I'm doing. And I was going to do like a stroganoff-y thing. So that's what I made homemade. But I already got up this morning and I had warmed up one of those Costco pot pies because it's raining and freezing. It was freezing here. Yeah. He sure did provoke King on that beach, didn't he? DV? The only person that likes sweet tea is Cunt Tessa. And actually, I'm Simone. I'm telling you, go over to her YouTube channel and they're going to be on the thing tonight. And if you check out Contessa's IG page, you'll see that I think they're filming right now. I'm like, where's Dr. Henley? Because I think they're filming for some reason, which I didn't know they already started filming unless it's for something else. Because here, I'll show you guys. On Contessa's Instagram page, she posted this yesterday, and we looked at it. Let's see, can you see that? So she posted this on her page yesterday. And see, she's in a studio, but if you see right here, you see that cameraman? Right here? So she posted this yesterday. No, 2 days ago. So that's one of the pictures, and they're doing like a pole class. And that seems very something like you'll do on these reality shows, right? But look who's with her. Simone. And they're both dressed up for the class. So I was like, so her and Simone are doing something together, filming something together, right? And then I was like, see, clearly that's cameras. That's clearly a cameraman right there. You see him? So, but look who else is here. Who's that? In the orange right here. With her own camera. But not in the black for the class and not on the poles. You clearly, again, see these cameramen over here. Oh, let me do this. Move it over here like that. You see these cameramen right here. See them? And this is 2 days ago, you guys. So somebody's filming something. But this is proof that there's a new alliance. Because who is that? Simone, Contessa, and Sweet and Sour is the new B team alliance. Because you'll never be on an A team with Contessa and Sweet Tea. And everybody's pulling freaking Dr. Rabbit's card and is seeing her for the traitorous, bully, maniacal, abusing sympathizer she is. And so she's joining a losing team. Also, what makes me feel like there's an alliance is that she got up and went and consoled Sweet and Sour at the reunion. Remember? She got up and went and knelt before Sweet and Sour like she was a freaking altar, you guys. You saw that? Still sympathizing with Dr. G's situation. Quad was just telling her again how much she didn't really like that shit, that they did it to her. And she gets up and allegedly because Quad gave them their ass to kiss because she didn't want to be over her house because she was still entertaining her abuser. Now I'm further going to punish you by coming over here and consoling this girl because she can't take what she dishes. She's always talking smack, but she can't take it. Okay? So they're in class. Look at the cameraman. Let me see. Put it over. Oh, darn. Where were we? Cameraman in every shot. He was getting a real close up right here. Watch. Right. Look at him. Look at him. Let me put it like that. See, that's Contessa upside down. Sweet and Sour's not in the same outfits. They're recording though. And look at this cameraman down in Contessa's face. Sweet and Sour's like, oh, look, I got some footage of it in addition to the footage that you were already going to have from the eighth housewife. Look, I got a different, more close-up angle. Look, because we're in cahoots. We're in cahoots. And Simone is here now. Phaedra couldn't help you two. Phaedra could not help you two. And if Simone has to make a decision, she's not going to help you either, because when you two went with Phaedra to HR to try to get Quad kicked off the show, you two, along with Simone and everybody else, was in on the shits, but Dr. Jackie went and told Heavenly on you guys, because you thought you were in a winning alliance. You thought you were in a winning alliance, boo. Who? You. The three of yous. The three of yous are the new alliance on the B team. And I kind of feel like Toya would have been in on the shits, except for she doesn't forgive as easily as Simone, because Simone is forgiving her easily in another attempt to get at Quad, because she's been raking Quad across the coals for freaking 11 years, over a decade, for nothing. So she's going to further provoke, a rift between her and Quad by automatically sympathizing with Sweet and Sour. Are you guys in on it? You guys see what I'm saying, right? Let's see. Reality Diamond. The only person that likes Sweet Tea is Contessa. And Lisa Nicole Cloud, who I really can't stand. Oh my God, right? I don't think Contessa like her either. They have mutual hate for Heavenly. Yeah. To be honest, I can't see how Sweet Tea will be able to return when nobody likes her and she's falling out with everyone. Well, that's why she's part of the thing. She's going to be her new anchor, because even Sweet and Sour just with Contessa isn't enough, because Contessa is a friend of. But if you have one of the core five now on your side, if you have one of the core five now on your side, then you're in a better position. You see that? So she's a traitor. I was going to name this Traitors, but then I just decided to call it the New Alliance. Sweet Tea never belonged. I don't disagree with you. Snaky Simone has no storyline other than showing her sons messy and being two-faced. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It's because producers think it's a good storyline for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure what though. I mean, viewers, we're over it. Hey, Symmetry. What's good? I'm not at the moment. Oh, okay. You could be returning soon. Oh, right on. Right on. Wait, I didn't know he was in the hospital. Yeah, he had posted it on his community page earlier today. Yes, amen, Nitwit. Yes, Allie from Miami. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Yes, yes. Yeah, no, we are touching and agreeing. Get well soon, Chef, right? 21 watching. Ooh, 17 likes. Right on. Thanks for coming. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Sending you healing. Amen. Sending you healing prayers. Yes. Happy Sunday. Chanel, right on. Chanel is here. Symmetry is here. Nitwit. I like that name. I don't like G or T. I don't get what people like about her and Simone being trifling. Yes, Simone has been trifling. Yes, thank you so much, Chanel. Terry, hi. Happy Sunday, Terry. Love you. Yes, happy Sunday. I had a coworker like that. She was sleeping with a married man and kept trying to emulate his wife. Her whole look and routine. It was sad. When his wife got pregnant, she snapped. Oh my gosh, watch. If Quad gets pregnant, we might have trouble in Houston. what's it called? That place? Houston, we have a problem. Isn't that what they say during the space shuttle? They would say, Houston, you have a problem. In the space shuttle, returning and stuff. Yup. Because Houston be having a problem. So freaking weird. So I'm like, well, do you really want to be with the lady? Or is it that the lady still is loved by your love interest, so it makes you jealous to the point where you're like, well, what does she have that I don't have? And maybe if I act more like her, then he'll like me like he likes her. Maybe that's what it is. It's really weird. I love how Sweet Tea is trauma bonding with her friend Dr. Flip Flop, right? Well, Quad is living her best life with her Real Housewives of Atlanta friends, right? Quad living for Real Housewives of Atlanta. That would be excellent, Allie. Please remember, smash the buttons, you guys. I wish she would. She makes Phaedra work for her check, right? That would be interesting. Yep, click the three dots at the top of the side of the phone or double tap the screen, I believe you can also. Where did you get your liquid smoke? You know, Amazon. I got it on Amazon, and it's Stubbs liquid smoke. And I got a box that had like 6 of them, so they've actually lasted me for like, my one box has lasted for like some time. And it doesn't really, let me see. So yeah, so this is the liquid smoke. And it came like 6 in a box. It's great on barbecue, on any vegetables that you want to make them more, add a depth of flavor. I love it in everything. Everything. Let's see. Couture Bay is in the house. Thanks for coming through. So grocery stores have it too, though. They should be, yes, they should have some. Definitely. I thought Heavenly said that they start filming next month. That's what I thought, Symmetry. That's why I was like, what's going on? What is going on, pray tell? Because Dr. Heavenly, she did invite me. She was honored this week, and I don't know if the cameras were there for it, but she was honored on Thursday night because she got the cover of Rolling Out magazine. I guess it's an Atlanta publication, and she was able to get honored in there, and she got the cover of it. It was a beautiful cover, and a lot of people were there to. I didn't see anybody from the show though in the pictures. It seemed more like content creators. Maybe that's why I got an invitation. Like Make It Make Sense was there. And some other content creators, like the person she did one of her very first interviews with was there. So yeah, so I didn't see cameras though in any of the reflections or offsides. So yeah. That was old. It was from last season. It doesn't make the cut, right? It was a deleted scene. Not Big Teeth Gaslighter Simone. Hey, Mamere, thanks for coming. Jessica A., thanks for coming. They're boring. Read the comments from the post. It was a deleted scene. Oh, so this was from this last season. Okay, let me see. Hot Doc. Real. Looks absolutely beautiful. Contessa. Hubby bumped his head once trying to knock you into 2030. Huh. Oh, and Britain has been coming out of the woodwork. She was at the reunion, you guys. I told you guys that. Dr. Heavenly told us that. Remember Britain from Married to Medicine, LA? The one that Contessa had introduced to Married to Medicine? Remember? She was even with Contessa when Contessa and Sweet and Sour were over at Watch What Happens Live that day that Sweet and Sour wore the same dress that Quad wore, the purple dress that Quad wore in brown, remember? This is that day. And Britain was there, and then Britain was at the reunion, you guys. So I don't know if she's trying to like, and I think they said she lives in Atlanta now. So I don't know if she's trying to get into the Atlanta Married to Medicine cast. Contessa being a friend of can't get her on the show. But yeah. So anyway, that was another little rabbit hole. Let's go back over here. Tweet, tweet. It's because I had something else for us. I be sending stuff from myself to myself. So this is what I was talking about.
I love my husband. My husband loves me. We're spending time together. So much time. We don't have time to be popped up on the YouTube. You'll still be doing inpatient, just not the outpatient. I feel like and you're doing well. You're doing well. We don't need it. The house is almost paid off. I'm almost done paying off class.
Did you hear what she said? So this is the same girl who was just crying last week about allegedly Quad said something about her on a Tuesday in 2023. And she took that to mean that Quad is always up talking about her. And then Quad pointed out, you've been over on your channel every week, bitch. You've been on your channel every week, bitch. And I've been trying to just get my 15 times a day in. I mean, a weekend. And here you come, bitch. And then I said one word. And you go to HR. Bitch. Ooh, I can't stand bitches like that. That's a dirty fighter. A fighter dirty, I was going to say. But let's listen to it. And then that was Simone. Simone be trying to have lives. And when she gets on live, I posted it. She gets on live and argues with her sons and embarrasses her sons on live. And then almost makes her sons cry on live after telling the world they don't even know how to clean their ass, so practically on TV. Right? I look back in my archives. I have a live about Dr. Simone and Cecil. They were on live and they called Michael and they started going in on him. They is in Simone. And that was on Instagram. So I guess she only has time for Instagram dumbness. She doesn't have time for YouTube dumbness. And then this one right here, she's bent over laughing at her own joke, saying, I'm about to pay off Quad's house. See what we were just talking about? She's obsessed with Quad. Anything that has to do with Quad, any remnant of Quad, she wants adjacent to. Sweet and sour, sweet and savory, the cooking, calling her man king, living in that house, wearing that dress, like just every freaking thing. Okay, now she's bent over laughing because she said a funny. She said, oh, I'm about to finish paying off Quad's house, which is kind of funny. I don't know if she's laughing at herself, but no, I think she's serious, you guys. It would be funny if it wasn't scary.
Who's going to help Quad pay off Quad house, the one she living in? My life is so good. I love my husband. My husband loves me. We're spending time together. So much time. We don't have time to be popped up on the YouTube. You'll still be doing inpatient, just not the outpatient. I feel like and you're doing well. You're doing well. We don't need it. The house is almost paid off. I'm almost done paying off class. Who's going to help Quad pay off Quad house, the one she living in? My life is so good.
Okay.
I love my husband. My husband.
So this is on the neighborhood talk, and these comments are all over. Let's see. It says Dr. Simone and Sweet Tea doing the most. Neighbors' thoughts. Dina the Explorer, shout out. I like her. She be coming through. Says Simone's mad because she's not enterprising like Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie. All she knows is how to do our pap smears and yelling. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to give that a heart. And then this says, it's crazy how humans bond over mutual hate. Good observation. Quad is the only reason you're on the show, Miss Lemonade. I like that one. Now, when Quad start up, let her cook. Simone is the real mean girl, vomiting emoji. T, where's your house? You moved into Quad's house. And then Quad went and got a bigger and better house by herself. 2 corn dogs, buy gums and teeth. Quad's house got them in a chokehold, honey. Sweet Tea disappoints me every time. Simone, always been shady. Quad, do not apologize to this lady ever again. Everything Mariah said about Simone was true. I want Heavenly and Quad to stay on their necks in the upcoming season. Read them for filth. Thinking you could hurt Quad by hanging with Sweet Tea? Simone is so tired and through. Now, when the 2 sharpshooters shoot back, don't come to the internet crying at Dr. Heavenly, at Absolutely Quad. 12 replies. Let's go here. Heavenly been backed off Twee. Heavenly been backed off T in ways she could go above since the prior season. People always want to talk about Absolutely Quad and Dr. Heavenly reaction in response and never this shit like here. Lipton, please go away and find something safe to do. She said, please go away and find something safe to do. Back away from the oven is hot. The burner is hot. Fire is hot, sweet and sour. You're going to have to teach your kid that when you get one. Fire is hot. And you are playing with fire. And then this one is saying, proven Phaedra point once again. And yet you're all posted up on YouTube is insane, Overbite. Simone is such a follower and a flip-flopper. I believe everything Mariah said. They so corny, true haters. Now, when at Dr. Heavenly go to hell on him, I don't want to hear nothing. I have lost respect for Dr. Simone. It's like she's taking the bait. It's like she's taking the bait and just wants this made up beef with at Absolutely Quad. She always loud and wrong. I'm so embarrassed for Simone. She literally has no reason not to like Quad. It's sad she moves like this. I expect it from Sweet Tea. Acting like those type of bitches. Just proving Phaedra's point. Sweet Tea is corny. Now, as soon as at Dr. Heavenly respond and go to hell, she gonna be screaming victim. Simone link up with whoever don't like her enemy. She too old to act so childish. I don't know how she has patience. I could never trust a doctor who carries on this way. Plus, don't forget, sweet Dr. Simone is the same doctor that told Buffy's infertility issues to Dr. Jackie. She is the same doctor that did that. And this is a delusional card from from Quad that year, sorry. This one says, now y'all let T cook. They've been giving it to her since she came on the show, so let her cook. Heavenly been messing with this girl, and nobody had her back besides Contessa. Let her talk her ish. But I also think the beef between T and Quad is perpetrated on the show. I feel like a conversation can squash this. Simone is jealous of Quad, plain and simple. Yeah, I think it's like of her freedom, of her beauty. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. What could she possibly, like, I don't really like a jealous narrative. But then again, it feels like that could be only what it is. But then it's like you have to usually have something for that person to want to be jealous of. So I say again, what does... And this is not a diss to Quad, but what does Quad have that Dr. Simone doesn't have or can't get? You know what I mean? So, and that's what I was saying too for Phaedra, saying that the ladies were jealous of her, and anybody that was implying that the ladies are jealous of Phaedra. Like everything Phaedra could want, they either have or could have. So, just a second. You know? Yeah, everything Phaedra could have or has, these ladies can have or have. You know what I mean? Except for the history of being known liars, documented known liars who undermine other black women. And speaking on Phaedra's undermining of black women, let's hurry up and look at this. Let me see. All the stuff that was happening with her, as in Phaedra calling these people mean girls, finding out what she said about Dubai, what she said about Candy and Todd and Portia, what she said about Shamia, how she doesn't give Nene props but wants Kim back. Just like all these like little slights to other melanated goddesses that could potentially be either on her level or above her level in some way is where she does most of her abiding. So I was like, who is this lady? I never really paid attention. But Angela Stanton, you guys, remember Angela Stanton? She was the lady who went to jail because of Phaedra. And Phaedra was supposed to be her lawyer, but then she married Apollo, who was also in the criminal ring, and they set her up as the fall woman. And I'm like, so that means Phaedra's history of being this way towards black women specifically, like using and them and then scapegoating them. But this woman like spent 5 years in jail. Her baby was born handcuffed to a bed. You know, it was a lot. But it's almost like it's been scrubbed because all of the freaking interviews that she was talking about it in are gone. See, they're only like 3 minute this, 2 minute that, but like the actual interview, maybe this is it. See if this is it. I am the epitome of criminal justice reform. And so that's part of the story, is that she went through all of that and now she's into criminal justice reform because of what she had to endure because of her dealings with Phaedra Parks. So let's see, Phaedra. Oh, I said Phaedra. Let me see. See if we can find something. Oh, here it is. So listen to what she says she went through because of...
Absolutely amazing. It was kind of like opposites attract. Two totally different backgrounds. She had gone to school, came from a perfect family, perfect upbringing.
Can you guys hear it okay?
Graduated, became a lawyer. I myself was born into a dysfunctional family. Suffered from sexual abuse at the age of 5. Ended up running away the first time at the age of 9. And pretty much lived in and on the streets for most of my life until I ran into Phaedra. In 1999, my cousin and I were getting dressed and we decided that we wanted to go to the Bankhead Bounce, Atlanta's infamous Bankhead Bounce. And when we arrived there, finally got there that night, we were still in the club for the whole night. And finally, when we were leaving, a young artist that had just hit the scene named Drama, I called his attention. This is how I ended up meeting Phaedra through my relationship with Drama. For some reason, Phaedra and I, we remained close. Drama eventually got sentenced to 12 years for armed robbery, and my relationship with Phaedra pursued. And we became very close. And after about a year or so, I guess she became a little more comfortable with our relationship, and that's when she introduced me to Apollo. When she introduced me to Apollo, it was strictly business, a business relationship that the two of them had. And at that time, they were remaking fraudulent insurance checks. And of course, I was the one that would go into the bank with the identification, deposit checks, and then go back to the bank and withdraw the money, whether it was $27,000, $30,000. This went on for about 2 years. But then I ended up catching a charge, getting locked up for forgery, and I ended up going to prison. On my first trip to prison, I only did it for a month. But while I was away in prison, Apollo had also got arrested. And when he got arrested and got banged at the Newby County, and I finally got out after doing my 4 months, they Phaedra and I got back together again. This time, we introduced to Everett, which is Apollo's brother. And we were all involved in the federal racketeering scheme against the federal government. The report is
Oh, sorry.
Corvette, any hot whip at that time, you name it, we had it. We would basically go to the car lot and write down the VIN numbers of the vehicles that we felt as if we wanted to keep or would make a good sale. Once we recorded the numbers down off of the VIN, we would take them back to Phaedra and Everett. And once they had it, they would make a fake identification card and a registration card to match the vehicle. The next day, you could take the ID and the registration card and go to another car dealership and tell them that this is your vehicle, and they'll cut you a key for a fee of $185. But once we had the key, we would then go back to the car dealerships after the dealership closed and drive off with whatever car that we picked earlier. After that, they would get sent off to the chop shop. Once everything was cleaned up, we'd take the titles, swap the titles out for Georgia titles, and then take them to another car dealership, trade the car in for a car of lesser value, and walk away with the money. Everything had been going fine in our relationship for probably about 3 or 4 years until this last incident, and I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter. My cousin was going to the DMV to trade in one of the titles, and she got banged up at the DMV. The auto theft detective by the name of Pete McFarland questioned her, but eventually...
McFarland.
When she finally made it to me and told me everything that happened, I immediately called Phaedra Everett, and my first concern was, where do we stand now with the project? And I...
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use is made for research. We're doing fair use for research. Thank you. Shout out to, this is on Reality Scoop Com, and it's an old clip from a Vibe interview, and it's the only thing that I could find on the whole web. So I'm trying to like put it not like that. Maybe I should speed it up too. I don't want to get ding, 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 ding. Plus she's talking kind of slow. Let's see. Can you guys still hear it?
We want to proceed. Phaedra told me that we should proceed with what we had. Everett said we would leave in the morning as well. So we left that next morning heading to Tennessee with 3 of the luxury vehicles. And this is where I was arrested. This is where Everett was arrested. Because it was a federal case and I hadn't been in any federal trouble, I went back to state prison while Everett went back to federal custody along with Apollo. Once I was incarcerated, the plan and the agreement was always that she would always represent all of us if we ever got into any trouble. And that's what I expected. I expected her to represent me. I expected her to look out for me. I expected her to look out for my children if something was to happen. I expected her to do everything that she said she was going to do because I did everything that I said that I was going to do. I never told. I ended up getting 5 years in the state. So during the time where I'm doing my state time, like I said before, I was pregnant. I ended up giving birth to my daughter handcuffed to a bed. 6 months after that, my mother died of a massive heart attack. I couldn't go to her funeral because Brian Nichols at this time had shot up the Fulton County Courthouse and they wouldn't transport any prisoners. Phaedra went to my mother's funeral and stood on my behalf. And probably about 2 days later after my mother's funeral, I received a card in the mail from Phaedra telling me that everything would be okay when I got home. I got released from state custody in September of 2005. Upon my release, I tried to contact Phaedra several times, couldn't get in touch with her. But they told me when I was released, I had 72 hours to report to the parole office. But when I got to the parole office, it just so happened that the feds were there waiting for me and arrested me as soon as I got to the parole office. So when we finally get down to the federal building, I realized that I'm being charged with 17 counts of conspiracy, auto theft, racketeering, everything to say the least. So eventually I got released from the feds and put on pretrial release, and I'm trying to contact Phaedra. She's not answering the telephone. My family is trying to find her. I'm going by her office. She's hiding from me. Okay, so finally, eventually I do get in touch with Phaedra. Don't worry about it. This is Phaedra. I got you. I'm going to take care of you. Just remember what we talked about. Let them know that I'll be representing you. The day of my arraignment.
Let me pause right there. That's what she told Jackie about the Med Gala after Jackie couldn't reach her. After Jackie couldn't reach Phaedra for the Med Gala, Phaedra meets with her. I was like, oh, girl, I got it. Don't worry about the thing. Don't worry about it. After a minute, she had like 95 unread text messages or emails or whatever it was. And then she told her the same thing, right? While being in confessionals, planting seeds that the only reason that Dr. Jackie was even having her participate was to clean up her thing from last year. Remember, when come to find out, it was an ensemble production. It was supposed to be a Ladies of Married to Medicine event, a Ladies Are Married to Medicine event. They were all supposed to pay $2,500. And so at no time was it ever supposed to be just for Dr. Jackie's anything. It was a ladies of event. And they, as a group, decided to have this go to Fakira for Moms as a group. Okay. So I'm just noticing yet further that there's some freaking pattern power with Phaedra's treatment of Black women and how she sets them up so that they can be seen one way and she's seen another way. Keep on listening. That's what Angela Stanton just said, is that after not reaching Phaedra, who said she would help, Phaedra finally is like, oh yeah, I got you, don't worry about a thing. And then comes to the day and nothing was done, and she ended up trying to back out, and well, she ended up backing out and didn't represent Angela. Med Gala told Dr. Jackie, don't worry about a thing. Then tried to back out by making it an issue because she was going to get help having to do her job. I don't know. To me, there's a pattern. Let's go back.
Go up. When the Judge Linda Evans, puts in a call for Phaedra, she tells the judge that she won't be representing me due to a conflict of interest. Maybe she got scared. Maybe she thought I would tell. Maybe, she felt that it was just getting too hot. I couldn't understand why she had just totally and completely abandoned me. So in my mind, I was cool with it. I was like, you know what? Nobody ever put a gun in my head. Nobody made me do anything. I'm a grown woman. I accept all my consequences for what I did. So Everett Tripodi stands up in front of our federal judge, Linda Evans, and his lawyer, and they tell the judge, they said, well, you know what? She was the mastermind, and we were working for her. So the judge, she knew that I couldn't be the mastermind because I hadn't had any charges similar to the charges that we were being charged with. But Everett and his brother, Apollo, were both on federal parole for the same thing when they got arrested again. So she sentenced Everett to 5 years, and I got sentenced to 3 years supervised release, which meant that I didn't have to go back to the feds, but I could actually be at home with my children, but I had to be up under constant supervision. I'm struggling. Like I said before, my mother died, my grandmother died when I was in prison. I had my baby handcuffed to a bed. My baby's father, he got life. So, of course, there's no child support. Nobody would give me a job. Not only am I a convicted felon, I'm a single mother. I couldn't get any housing assistance because I was a convicted felon. I couldn't get any Section 8 because I was a convicted felon. I even went to the nightclub to try to dance to support my children. I got hired at the nightclub, but when I went to go get my permit, they told me that I couldn't get a permit because I was a convicted felon. But I never gave up. I kept pressing. And when I saw the first episode of Housewives of Atlanta, I was shocked when I saw that she married Apollo. Not only was I shocked when I found out that she married Apollo, I was extra shocked when I saw Everett featured on the show several times. When I found out that Everett worked as a paralegal on her law firm while he was still in the halfway house. It hurt me when I looked and I saw the episode when the young lady from Destiny's Child came strolling in her office and was crying and said, I've been in jail. I just want to get my life together, and Phaedra actually had the audacity to cry and then touch her and tell her that she had to go to church and she was going to help her get her life together. It hurt me when I watched the show and I saw Phaedra giving birth to her baby on the show, and I knew that I was handcuffed to a bed when I had my baby, and they took my baby from me 24 hours later. It hurt me when I thought about Phaedra, who was somebody that was my friend. When I learned that she went and she stood over my mother's body and she knew that they were framing me. She knew she had no intention to help me get out of the situation that she created. Somebody had to be the fall guy for the entire operation and protecting me. So my book is not about vengeance, it's about justice. It's about telling my story. It's about telling the story of a 5-year-old girl that was sexually abused, who lived in and out on the streets, who ran into somebody that pretended to be friends, that pretended to be a minister. I just couldn't understand why she would be so involved with destroying my life and my interest in and making me build it up. And just to kind of sum it up, it's kind of like a football game, if you say. The coach, he stands on the sideline, he calls all the plays. But the player is the one that actually takes the ball and runs down the field, and he's the one that takes all the hits. Not only does he take all the hits, he brings home the trophy. You can't leave a player injured, laying in the middle of the field. The least you can do is send the paramedics in, wrap him up, help him with his wounds, and send him on his way. If he out the game and he can't play no more, then that's how you handle that. But you don't just leave him injured. in the middle of December.
Wow, you guys. Wasn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So now that lends itself to this mean girl narrative. So she gets caught in some bullshit. What does she do with Angela? She gets caught with some bullshit, right? And Angela has to be the fall guy. She gets caught in some bullshit on Married to Medicine, and now they're mean girls, right? Those bitches over there. You see what I'm saying? Pattern power. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. Mamere, thanks for being here. Allie from Miami. Dr. Allie, it has a good ring to it. Yes, I like that. I think invested in title deserved it. Yes. There is so low down and dirty. Can't stand Phaedra shiesty ass, right? Mamere, right? We do the deep dives to the bottom of the mess. Yes. This really is research. We are going through the PhDs in reality. Yes. Well, speaking of that, I did want to also show us where they started, but that was going to be for housewives. We're on Married to Medicine right now. Fair use. Yeah, I was cooking. Sorry. Yes. So that was part of the documentary. I don't know if that was a documentary because I can't find it. I swear I went online. No, I didn't look up their specific documentary. I just looked for her side of it because it kind of seems like they might be, yeah. Yeah, so let's see what else is there. Turn this back around to like this. So what do you guys think of this duo? Well, thruple. What do you guys think of this duo? Because Contessa's part of it also. Now for Simone to constantly be on the show chastising a grown woman, Dr. Heavenly, when her and her husband both like to get online and drink. And it seems like they might be a little inebriated just from what I'm looking at. I'm not saying they are. I said it seems like they be inebriated while they're on their Instagram lives. They literally be having cups and stuff. And the conversations get looser and looser. But she sits on there in her first chair every reunion after reunion since she got freaking Mariah kicked off the show. And sits up there and admonishes and chastises everybody else on the thing. But she can do it. She never apologizes. She can bring up dead horses of already resolved stuff. So many things she does, you guys. And it's for no stuff. That's son, you guys. That's son one. You just won on live, babe. He'll be 17 on the 9th. Cash apps are welcome. Come, baby.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. This is op behavior. Now, you know what I like to do is I like to come over and just check out and see if anybody else says anything. Let's see what Contessa just posted. Contessa. Where'd it go? So I'm in search. Is it searching? So you see that? Okay, let me see, is it searching? So Contessa's posted that deleted. See, now it didn't say it was deleted to me, but so I'm clicking on her stuff and it's not letting me click. Let's see. But it lets me click there. Anyway, let's go see what Toya has to say. Does Toya have anything to say before tonight's thingamabob? Dr. Heavenly posted something. Let's see. because tonight should be a reunion. And yeah, so for the fakey McFakerson Dr. Rabbit to be yelling at Dr. Heavenly about her YouTube channel and how it hurt Contessa, and then she's gonna go on to Sweet and Sour's channel to purposefully talk shit. You guys. Okay? On Dr. Heavenly and Quad. That's the real traitor. That's the mean girl. Let's see. Nothing there. Let's see if Toya gives us anything. Toya, Bush Harris. Let's see.
Sweet and savory dating event. Chris from Hoover, Alabama said, T, what are the 3 essentials to landing yourself a rich older man?
Why can't we have a man that love on us and
Okay, let me unmute.
T, what are the 3 essentials to landing yourself a rich older man?
why can't we have a man that love on us and that support us and protect us and provide for us? We deserve that.
Well, I agree with her.
You seem surprised.
I do think that a man should do all that he can to provide for his woman. Yeah, and he should make her feel comfortable, and he should hear her when she speaks. He should not shun her. I don't think that it's fair or right to dismiss someone when they're only trying to get through to you. I don't like that.
Are you talking about Dr. Greg?
I am.
You so worried about Gregory. Worried about Gregory? Are you serious?
I don't think she is.
Andy was like, I don't think she is. All out the side of his mouth. Did you see that all Sweet and Sour could do right in that moment was flip quad off? Wait a second, babe. You want me to make you a thing? I was gonna make some here. Did you taste that? Wait a second, you guys. Did you taste that? It might be too sweet for what you're doing because I was gonna make some savory too. Uh-oh, you guys. I'm still in quad shit too. I made some. But it came out good. But it's sweet. You know it's sweet, right? It's sweet.
That's why I got one piece.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do some savory right now. That's why I haven't called you yet.
Yeah, I just want this one.
Okay, babe. I got you. I'm down here talking on live. Multitasking. My friend was like, girl, you do so many hats. I said, I sure do. I sure do so many hats. So what do you guys think of that, man? I mean, I feel like it's double standard. It's a double standard. And why does the standard get set by Dr. Rabbit, of all people? Dr. Simone gets to set the standard. Her storyline was cleaning her grown son's apartment. And she gets to set the standard for what's entertainment and what's good and not good. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. So, I think it's a bunch of malarkey. I think it's malarkey for Simone to set the tone for the show. I know y'all be mad at Dr. Heavenly. I love Dr. Heavenly. But at least she like gives us some entertainment stuff. She's willing to give us more, but they leave Dr. Heavenly stuff on the floor. She tells us every season for 10 years that she shot way more, but what they show us is her being a villain or doing some messy stuff. And yeah, that's good TV, but Simone isn't better. For sure. I would love to have the show just a second, you guys. I would love to have the show start doing more. I love a gas stove. I would love to have the show start doing more medicine-y stuff, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love to have the show start doing more medicine-y stuff? Like really like, at least 15 minutes of every episode is literally these women in their environments. That's only like 4 minutes each. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that could be great. Don't you think that could be great? But watching Sweet Tea cry victim every time she throws rocks is freaking annoying to an educated mind. And you guys, and this show has educated viewers by proxy of their education. Intelligence wants to be around intelligence. Like the people who are engaging in Zeus actively and like that's their shtick aren't checking for Married to Medicine, I don't think. That's not their audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I do. And I hope you got it. Let's see. Phaedra has her hands in the mud since day one. Why else would an attorney marry a man like Apollo? Exactly. All three of them get on my nerves. Yes, I'm going to go do dishes, but I'm still listening. Right on, Mamir. Let's see. Yeah, Phaedra was a consulting producer on Tiny's BET show back in the 2009. Oh, really? Interesting. Q and DJ's channel. Oh, we saw that. I don't like Simone. They make me want to. I agree, Bianca. Simone. Law firm is closed. No way, I didn't know. Yelp says Phaedra's law firm is closed, Allie. Wow. Yes, Mr. Ed be chastising the people, you guys. Chanel says T so off quad was defending her. Yep. Happy Sunday, Bonita Howard's in the house. Right on. Thanks for coming through. It's a bunch of hogwash to me. Exactly. I'm gobsmacked. There's hogwash everywhere. Elaine does nothing more than provoke. Okay, Empower. Hey, you can have your opinions. Husband, you're about to be on live. You can have your opinions and you can have your opinions and look, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I was gonna put that savory this, but I didn't put any oil yet. I was gonna put a little Earl because I took the sweet off, yeah. But I got it. Yeah, just put the oil and then I got it, Daddy. So, wait. Yeah, so Empow, thanks for coming through. I hope you smash that like button while you're talking crap about my friend Dr. Heavenly. But yeah, because that if people in the chat who don't know, Dr. Heavenly has been named Elaine, the way we say sweet and sour, Lipton, Dr. Chipmunk, Dr. Rabbit, the day drinker. So somebody finally came up with some names for Dr. Heavenly. And Elaine is one of my actual preferences because it doesn't have anything to directly do with hell, which is so obvious to do for a person with a name like Heavenly. So at least I'll give it to whoever. I think it was actually Sweet and Sour came up with Elaine after I bombarded her page with comments about how often she brings up Heavenly's name and how she should just call it the Dr. Heavenly Show. And then she was like on live one day and she's like, oh, well, let's call her Elaine. But I don't know if she got that from another content creator or if she came up with that on her own. I would venture to say she probably got it from somebody. Because yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure she could have came up with it by herself. You know, Dr. Heavenly need her own spinoff. That's what I'm saying. You know what, Empow? I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I be telling the people. Look, what would you have been watching on Married to Medicine for the last 10 seasons without Dr. Heavenly? I mean, there was great seasons while Mariah was on, but Heavenly added to all of that. Heavenly was one of the people who was willing to play. Dr. Jackie wasn't playing. I love Dr. Jackie, but she wasn't playing. You know what I mean? She wasn't going to get scruffy the way the people like. Dr. Simone is a great antagonist. She was willing to like always have her veins pop out. But as far as her own storyline, besides just yelling the loudest in the room, what was Simone doing? What was Toya doing besides emasculating Eugene and throwing biscuits at his head and then crying about, it was like, wasn't she like the lonely wife one season? So it's an ensemble cast. And in that ensemble, Dr. Heavenly's ensemble is required. I truly believe. I think that the Huxtables on the show could all have a spinoff. Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon, two black doctors, could have a show about their whole freaking life. I truly believe it. And even Contessa and Scott, if somebody felt like watching them, but that could be a show too. Two professional doctors like that, that's amazing. That could be real inspiration for somebody. But instead, I bet Sweet and Sour and fucking Dr. G end up with a spinoff instead. I bet. Because it would make too much sense to promote real life Huxtables with no scandals. Impal likes to play. You guys know I love it when somebody comes to play. Impal says Elaine does not share her life, and that claim that she films more is true malarkey. The producers are not showing anything because she's not doing anything. Impal, you don't pay attention, darling. I'm not sure what your problem is, but I love an antagonist in my freaking chat. We can go at it all day because I got time and tenacity, darling. So let's get into your comment. She does not share her life on the show. She does indeed share her life on the show. And it doesn't make it. All the people on the show have said, oh, we did this, this, and this, 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 and this, 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 and this, and it didn't make the cut. Because what they want to show us is this trauma. So yeah, and that's not true. If she didn't show anything season after season, she wouldn't even be on the show. So that's what's true malarkey, is that your theory isn't even sound, because the mere fact that she's on the show season after season proves that she's doing something, okay? Agree, especially with Dr. Heavenly's son interning with her, right? Husband's just all in the thing. Say hi, husband. Yeah, no, it's okay, baby.
You see that?
It's all good. I can't wait to see what T coming up with on her on the next episode. Shimon should have taught her sons how to clean and wash their bodies at an early age. Hello, bless their hearts. Maybe that's why Tammy was over so much. Maybe Tammy was going to be willing to do it. No, let me stop. Just a second. Just a second. Okay, here I come, you guys. Still a little. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. So yeah, we can't wait. And the Black excellence of Atlanta goes to her. Yep. Cecil is the one who raised those boys with his 9-to-5 schedule. Simone was working. The boys are a definite representation of who Cecil is. Men who are supported by a woman. Ooh. Thank you. I really find Elaine to be droll. I'm going to only tell it like I see it. I thought Lakeisha was the originator of Elaine. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know if she is or not in Pow. I haven't complained about Elaine being on the show. She's just has trash actions. She is entertaining to most. So she serves her purpose. Yeah, she does serve a purpose. I don't think her actions are trashier than what we've just gone over Simone has done to the people. Like, I mean, I'd like you to name 3 trash actions aside from your mama that Dr. Heavenly has done. 3 trash actions, aside from your mama, that Dr. Heavenly has done with the qualifier that other people haven't also done. That's the qualifier. Other people on this show, what has Dr. Heavenly done on this show that's trash? That other people on this show have not done. I'd love to hear your point, Impow. Agree with you. No one on this show should have a spinoff. Oh, whatever. And if so, I'm not going to be the one to watch it. I'm not antagonizing. Sorry you feel like I'm deferring. Opinion is reading that way. No, it's not. Everybody knows that I'm pro Dr. Heavenly. Most people do. So, like, you come over with your Elaine's or whatever, your Dr. Hellishleys and stuff, and I get a little like, "Wah." But yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to it, of course. I'm not going to stop you from having your opinion. And I am the queen of nicknames. So in that vein, of course, Elaine is not even a bad one. I told you it's one of my favorites as a nickname. Does anyone remember when Contessa slipped and said she was glad the producer edited to the narrative to which benefited her? Yep. That's what Allie said. Bianca says, hell, we just showed pics of this season and that didn't make the cut with Simone and Contessa. So what are we talking about? It happens to them all. That's what we're saying, Bianca. They all get a lot of stuff shot for their life, but then what are they showing of it? And then what are we as viewers willing to like surmise as a reason to why they could be editing a narrative for these Black professionals this way so that we can make sure that we don't slip into the program and allow ourselves to believe that Simone is the bee's knees and Dr. Heavenly is the devil. I'm not buying it. Cecil Razor Boys, they are trained to depend on their mom just like he does. Ooh, Impow, that's deep. Impow, if people are sitting down on YouTube watching doctors clean the earwax, why the doctor of Married to Medicine can have a show focused on medicine? Exactly, Allie from Miami. Inviting Apollo on the trip, calling Dr. G a pedophile. So those are 2 things. So number 1 is dispelled. She didn't invite Apollo on the trip. Apollo said he wanted to be on the show. Dr. Heavenly called Phaedra, said Apollo wants to be on the show. And Phaedra says, oh girl, I know everything he does. I manage him practically. And She said she knows everything. Okay? And so that's a lie. That is a lie. The way that it's implied in this context, just so how you're saying it plainly, inviting Apollo on the trip. There's context. There was an entire conversation where the invitation was extended at the behest and request of said invitee, okay, to a show that he's currently been on several times in the same season. So that's not a trash act. Now, calling Dr. G a pedophile, that's not even a trash act to me. That was hardcore, misspeak, whatever. Like trash to me is telling an abuse victim, let me turn this shit around. Trash to me is telling an abuse victim to go have that baby by that person. Trash to me is telling an abuse victim that they're the fault because they wouldn't come hang out with you and have drinks. Trash to me is continuing to talk about a tragedy that happened at your dear friend's house, because that's the kind of friend I am, after they beg you not to bring it up because it was such a tragedy she didn't want it brought up. That's trash, okay? Trash to me is whipping out a dead horse, blowing it off, dusting it off, and then acting like somebody gave you their ass to kiss is the biggest of your problems in this day and age, when you just had to put on a hazmat suit to go pick up the trash to you and your sons. So that's what's trash to me. So both of those things, I'll give you half. I'll give you a smidge of the pedophile. But hey, you know, people are calling other people a lot worse, you know. And I noticed he didn't do any cease and desist. I noticed he didn't, you know, with all this suing he likes to do for men running on the beach with their shirts off after being provoked. With all of that, okay? With all of that suing he likes to do, okay? I'm surprised he didn't call his lawyer. He got on standby to do something about that. Or maybe he didn't want to talk about it any further. Maybe he didn't even want to talk about it any further for some strange reason. He didn't want to bring any more attention to it for some strange reason. But she did say it and he didn't do nothing about it. So there's that. There's that. Oh, darn.
Good.
Awesome. Well, it still came out very sweet. I couldn't get it as savory as I wanted that part. But at least these, the mushrooms are super savory
It's gonna be good.
with some sweet meat. Husband asked me to, I was going to do that beef, you guys. And husband asked me to, I was going to do the ground prime steak. And husband asked me to instead do his already thawed beef bulgogi, the Korean barbecue. And you know how that's a little sweet. But I'm still keeping my rice and my mushrooms and the noodles. And now I'm going to saute some Brussels sprouts. Now I'm going to saute some Brussels sprouts for the veggie. And it's only 4. And they'll be able to eat all night long on all this goodness. They can just graze the rest of the day. That's it. And then we'll have leftovers for the week because I made so much. I probably won't have to really cook again. So like Tuesday. This should do today, tomorrow, and through lunch on Tuesday at least. That's how much I just made. I mean, the huge chicken pot pie, noodles, rice, the beef bulgogi, the marinated mushrooms, and now some Brussels sprouts. It's going to be great. But those are 2 points to you. And like I always say over here in POW, that I agree and recognize all the time that our points of views are created based off of our personalized experiences and, you know, and interactions. And so there's something in my life that I'm like, oh, I don't really, you know, I guess maybe it's being Black in America. I've been called a lot of shit that wasn't my name. And so, and plus I'm a woman of a certain age that finds humor in a lot of stuff that I might not should. But I mean, let me just say, I grew up on TV in the 70s. Okay? Let me just say that. So that should give you a idea how much I can take. Okay? And how much I could think is funny. Okay? And we had to just laugh stuff off. I'm from an age we used to just have to laugh stuff off. You know? And even that, I could have laughed that shit off. So my point of view, I don't really have space for a word like pedophile, to be like, oh my God, clutch my pearls, especially when the person didn't sue. Now, if the person was like so upset that they sued and they were like, I'm not that, and I'm so mad that you did it, and da, 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 then I'd be like, well, damn, that might have been harmful to that person. So therefore, it's wrong. But when the person's already a known abuser and a womanizer and obviously does not like women a whole lot, especially grown women, he likes the young spring chickens that he can control. He's liking sweet tea a lot. Yeah. Sweet Tea's a child. They're calling her a child. Too soon. Too soon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They literally call her little girl. So maybe it was like a play on words in that respect, but just me personally, I don't really have that. Now, it maybe another word. If there was another word, then I could probably go there, but that one's not a super bad one. I love Dr. Heavenly and Quad. Jackie is my soror. Oh, no way. Really, Chastity? Toya, all right. T, Contessa, and Simone can go. I get it. First time watching you, Diva. Oh, right out, Empow. I appreciate you. I'm Kathy Farron. Thanks for coming through. Love you. Hi, y'all. Bonita. I'm also Dr. Heavenly and Quad, Toya, and Dr. Jackie. Yes. Going to YouTube and taking down her castmate, criticizing Toya, calling her husband weak, calling gay men less than. Okay. So Empow, this is a multi-layered one. So let's see. So going on her YouTube and talking down on her castmates. Did you just see this? Where'd it go? Oh, no, it's not that one. Oh, let's go back.
I am the epitome of.
Go back. Go back. Go back. Back, forth and forth. Oh, yeah. Back, forth and forth. Oh, yeah. So remember, part of my qualifier is name something that Dr. Heavenly's done that the other people haven't done as part of her trash qualifier. So you said that she invited Apollo. Phaedra invited Apollo too, so that one's off the table. You said she called a boy a pedophile. I said I'd give you a smidge on that one. Now in the first part of your third time, because I gave you 3, in the first part of the third one, you said go into her YouTube talking down to other castmates. So you weren't here earlier when we just showed this.
Call me old.
How are things going for you?
So your friend, I don't know if you're a friend of Dr. Simone, who also wants to bring this up all the time while she simultaneously does it. So two-faced on top of being a rabbit, okay? And she is literally doing what you're saying. So this is going to have the first part of your part 3 is about to be disqualified because it's what other cast members don't do is the trash qualifier, okay?
So we're gonna fry this oysters. So I didn't mean to offend you on my YouTube.
He did not offend me, but I'm like, where is the hate coming from? I was not offended.
You call me old.
How are things going for you?
I think the issue right now for me with the IVF one, I'm trying to get Gregory unbusy because he's so busy with the office. So I'm hoping that we can make a transition with that. And then not only that, I've been waiting for the VA to cover my IVF.
She's at home as a bad bitch. House clean, nails done, hair did. When it's strenuous on the body, on your mental health, and on your marriage.
Yeah.
Like my life is so good. I love my husband loves me. We're spending time together. So much time, we don't have time to be popped up on the YouTube.
You'll still be doing inpatient, just not the outpatient.
I feel like
And you're doing well.
I
You're doing
feel
well. We
like
don't need it. The
there
house
is
is almost paid off. I'm
there's
almost
a
done
lot.
paying our choir house.
Who's gonna help pay our choir house? The one she living in.
So you heard that? And look, they were on the YouTube. This is on YouTube, on Sweet Tea's channel on YouTube. This is going to be airing tonight. So she's literally going on YouTube, talking down on her castmates. And it's not her first time. So that one's off the table. Criticizing Toya, calling her husband weak. Well, you know, Toya was throwing biscuits at Eugene. And she felt like it was weak sauce for Eugene to be talking to her about something. Isn't that when she was calling Eugene weak about some bullshit? Usually Dr. Heavenly only talks back to men when they're talking to her and engaging her. She doesn't just like, for no reason. Same reason why she went off on Cecil was because Cecil went to the place that Simone likes to pretend only Dr. Heavenly is, which is the interwebs, and talk shit. And Cecil was on drunk one night. I have the live in my archives. He was on very tipsy one night. Him and Simone and Toya spent a live talking shit about Heavenly. And she hadn't even really said nothing about them on the live. Not a lot that we hadn't seen on the show, you know. But anyway, so that's another one. I might have to. I'll give you a smidge on that because I don't know if anybody else called Eugene weak. So I'll give you a smidge on that. Now, calling gay men less than, she totally did that. And look, I'm crazy. I must be crazy because I can even give that context. I totally appreciate and respect the context of what she was saying. However, what she said does seem offensive, but what she was saying was that real men protect women. That was her bottom line of what she was saying. Now, the word she used in trying to convey that message did get caught up with by saying gay men were less than, but she was just doing that as a juxtaposition to what she considers her ideal of a real man is just simply a man that will protect women. And I don't know, then we had a slew of people of that community go in on her, and while saying they simultaneously knew that it was a misspeak, they drilled into her and persecuted her, and and she's all kind of fish markets and bitches and everything but a child of God, even though they too understood what she meant to say. So I was like, how are you mad if you know what she meant to say? I don't know. And then plus, like, her work speaks for itself. Like, I don't feel like she's been homophobic in her actions. She has not treated that community with disdain with her actions. Sometimes what she says comes off wrong, but that also is she came up in the 70s too. Me and her are similar in age. And there was just things you could say before people started getting their panties in a bunch. And now people just get their panties in a bunch. But Archie Bunker would have said something way worse. You know what I'm saying? Richard Pryor would have said something way worse and we would have just laughed it off. So, but I'll give it to you. That was not a cool miscommunication. So finally so all of them together, if I give you a smidge for the gay men, a smidge for calling Dr. Eugenia weak, and a smidge for pedo, then that could equal one. I'll give you 1 out of 3. Okay? But I still don't really even consider those trash. Like, to me, a trash move is, I gave you examples. Wanting that abuser to be accessible to Quad, telling Quad she needs to go have these abusers' babies, even after Quad begging you to not mention the tragedy at her house. It was a trash move for you to say it and then not apologize for it because the producers told you to do it. And then even after she cried about it, you bring it up again. And it was like, well, she was being too much and da, da, da. It was just a lot. It's so that's trashy to me. So yet again, but I'll give you 1, okay? We love those ladies. Hi, beautiful. Booty meat! There is context. When Apollo asked her, she should have shut him down. I wouldn't have shut him down. Why? Why? I mean, they literally let G on the show. And Phaedra's never outright said that Apollo has abused her. Like, Quad outright said she was abused by Dr. G and they let him on the show. So she's supposed to shut down Apollo's request to be on the show. He was on 2 episodes prior because I don't think so. I don't think she should have shut him down. I think Phaedra should have shut it down because at least Phaedra got a call. I don't know if they called Quad first and was like, girl, we're going to bring on Sweet and Sour to the show. Do you mind? I don't know if that happened or not. But at least they gave Phaedra an entire heads up. And she took her heads up and it got up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck. Okay? She called Dr. Turtle that because he is so much older than Sour Tea. Yes, exactly. That's part of the context, right, Chastity? Mariah even said that Dr. Simone is the worst of them all. Exactly, Allie. M. Powell, the plan was to have him there Do you know how many times Phaedra filmed with Apollo this season in season 11? At least twice this season she had him on the screen, right? It didn't make the cut. It was quite a few times, okay? So they've done some deep diving that he's filmed quite a few times and it didn't even make the cut. He was on the show at least once or twice this season though. Remember when he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Toya and she was asking me about something." Impound. He didn't actually sue or press charges. His little feelings were hurt and he threatened like a punk does. Yet he filed nothing. Exactly, Impound. Truth to the situation. Right. Like the pedo thing was a comment, but he didn't file anything. Instead, he tried to file charges on King for running down the beach with his shirt off, you guys. Like it's weird. You have to imagine like the mind fuckery involved in that. Like so if the word pedo is so damaging and could do so much to you and blah blah blah, and I feel like Dr. G's wife, Sweet and Sour, is doing a Nene Leaks right now and creating a dossier of mistreatment to support some type of hostile work environment, something I believe, or something, because she keeps talking words like that in her lives. If anybody's been paying attention, she's like, "Oh, I've been documenting this. I have to document it. I've been going to HR and it's well documented," and things like that. So, and the only reason people use the words like documented is when they're trying to get some stuff brought in, you know? So I don't know if she's gonna try to push him to do that or what. But here, let me get that and we'll play it again. If Phaedra didn't want Apollo on the show, she could have said stop. That's the part. That's going to be good. Too bad you're too far to come over and eat too. Yeah. Oh my God. That would be so cool. When 90210 first came on, I don't know if how old the people are in here, but there used to be this show called 90210 that came on and it was like a phenomenon. And me and my friends would get together every freaking Monday night at an alternate person's house and we would cook and have drinks and watch the show 90210. And it was so cute. I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. I haven't thought about those times in a while. And it was just so fun. And we were so hooked on the show. It was a scripted television show. Shannon Doherty was in it, Tori Spelling, a lot of those people who like Matt Dillon, a lot of those people, they were in it. And it was all about growing up in Beverly Hills. Kim Kardashian allegedly went to the school that they were talking about and stuff like that. And the Shaws of Sunset grew up with some of those people and knew some of them. And that's allegedly the school too and stuff like that. So anyway, so on Mondays, we would get together and cook and watch the show and eat. And it was just such fun. It's such fun. So I would have welcomed the opportunity, Bianca. Definitely. Laura, did you see what Sweet Tea and Dr. Simone said about? Yeah, that's what I just played, Bonita Howard. I had played it when we first came on. And that's why the thumbnail is what the thumbnail is on this particular video, which is the new alliance of Simone, Contessa, and Sweet and Sour. But I was mistaken because I thought those bars were from filming right now, but it's past footage. Let's see. Yeah, she showed a clip earlier. Yep, I'm a 70s baby too, so you get it. Right on. Me too, fellow Cap. Mr. Rogers was my standard of beautiful. Yes, Mr. Rogers was the standard, right? I was looking at some old Mr. Rogers the other day. I used to love It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. A beautiful day, don't you think you would be mine? Won't you be mine? Man, talk about TV. That was good stuff. I like to try to see both sides. And I'm biased. I'm sorry about it. I'll be trying to work on myself. I really do. No, you asked me 3 things, and you did. Those were, I did add the qualifier. The bottom line is, oh, you're no one's fan. Right on. You added the qualifier after you answered. I thought I answered it. I thought I added the qualifier like within the same moments of give me 3, but the qualifier would disqualify anything. Yes, that's part of my point too with the people who don't like, as you call her Elaine, as I call her Dr. Heavenly, is that they constantly are saying Dr. Heavenly does stuff like nobody else does it, because they definitely hold Dr. Heavenly to a standard that they don't hold everybody else to. So Dr. Simone has been on social media several times talking a gang of shit about Quad and Dr. Heavenly specifically, and crickets. Yet people want to have an intervention on Dr. Heavenly when she talks about other people. It's just weird. So they all do it. So why are they pressed when another one does it better, gets more liked for it, gets more fans for it, gets more support for it, gets more followers for it, gets more visits to their offices for it? You know, I don't really know that Simone has a full-on Stan clan. I don't know that she has people. I don't know if she has like, is it, you know, Dr. Simone and the Rabbits? I don't know, because Dr. Heavenly has her boopies. You know, we're Heavenly's angels and we're boopies, you know? So, and then Quad has the Quad Squad, I think is what they call it. You know, so I don't even know what Dr. Simone is pushing over there, you know? I really think that some of her disdain with Heavenly is that she thought she was over Heavenly, thought her and Dr. Jackie were over Heavenly, and then Dr. Jackie ended up going over to the Heavenly side. And now they're friends, you know, and her and Simone never really made their way back. But that's also because Simone, oh yeah, don't forget, Simone is such trash that she's the one that told Buffy's infertility thing to Dr. Jackie and then sat back like this when everything was going on. That was trash behavior to Jackie, to not be like, oh, well, I was the one that said it. She never, people don't even talk about that part. And Buffy finally mentioned it on a live, but people don't even really talk about that part. And that was trash to me for her to let her best friend at the time, because that was before Dr. Heavenly allegedly caused a huge rift, and she left Dr. Jackie out to dry. The same way she had no problem bringing up the tragedy at Quad's house. That was trash. Sweet Tea video is edited. Yep. So she had time to review it. Yep. And she's going to make it look like they're the best of, I bet. I'm not a fan of any of them. Very few redeeming qualities among any of them. I disagree. They're doctors. They bring life into the world. I disagree. They're doctors. They bring life into the world. They save life. They help life. They do a lot of stuff with life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that their education and their drive, their entrepreneurship, their foundations in the Little Sun game. Their found. I don't know. I'm not even trying them. They don't look good to me. They do not look good to me. You know, so I feel like in their real life, they're adding to society in a most positive way. I totally do. And part of being on this ensemble cast takes a lot of courage. And so I'm just like, yeah. And even for Simone, even for the people that I have an issue with or that I'm biased, that my bias doesn't apply to, let's say, even for those people, I totally respect and admire. And I'm so like thankful that they take the time to give us a form of entertainment, you know? I mean, I would never do it. I mean, this is as close as I'm getting. And even here, I'm pretty sure I should probably do some kind of unbinding spell for negative energy, because who knows what people are throwing at me. But yeah, let's see. Knowing intentions changes little when you have a history of saying the worst things. Comparing the wrongs of others doesn't clear the board. But Quad is a liar. No one believed until the season that he was an abuser. According to Quad, no one had gave her a heads up that Dr. G was coming back. Oh, it's something automatically. Allie, you deleted something? Here, I want to view it. Oh, I would have let that fly, Allie from Miami. I would have let that fly. Totally. I don't know. See? I don't know. I would have let that fly. That wasn't... I don't know. Would that have got us in trouble if they spell out the whole swear word in there?
Spell out what whole swear word?
Zyree. Shh. Zyree. Shh. I believe Quad, especially when Dr. G admitted, yep, in the reunion in front of Annie. Now, be honest, King charged him. Okay. So he was running on the beach with his shirt off practically. Because the level of provocation that Dr. G engaged in as a man with the mental resources in his tool chest as a professional mind fucker would lead me to believe that he knew exactly what he was doing when he was provoking King, and he actually wanted King to charge him. And so when you get what you wanted, it was a run on the beach because he never put his hands on you, which we really wanted was to get an assault charge put on the guy. But what had happened was he ended up taking a run on the beach because he never touched you, bruh. So I can make it that. I can make it that. Yeah. I think that he was more like on him. Is that a charge? If I stop myself, is it a charge? Is it a charge? And Dr. G flinched. He went like that and he flinched. And so then he took off running to make him flinch more. He was running backwards like Maynard be trying to drive backwards on the cars. Let's see. More questions. Let's see. Dylan and Luke. Yes, 90210. Oh, yes, yes. Oh my God. I used to love that. I love how comfortable y'all are with us and love hear your voice and opinions. Just make sure you misspell the curse words in the chat. Yeah, because booty meat will get you timed out by YouTube. We'll have nothing to do with it. So you have to be creative with your swears, okay? Yes, I met him in Nantucket. Oh, cool. Nope, within the same moment. I have a toxic Alec Baldwin with his lovely wife. Kidding. She is awful. Oh, really? So is Sweet Tea coming back next season? I don't know, Megan. Thanks for being here. I try to watch the show without breaking the fourth wall. The others.
You just broke the fourth wall by mentioning the fourth wall.
The others just started doing the rounds. Elaine has done it from the beginning. Nope, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because even like part of Dr. Heavenly's thing is that Contessa even came on her show and talked about the other people. That's even part of like why Dr. Heavenly feels like they're all about mute points, is because they've been on the show with her talking stuff about the people and conversely been on other internet avenues talking equal shit. It's weird. Weird. Megan Graves, not sure. Not Dr. Simone and the rabbits. It could be. Happy Sunday. Yes, pause for the cause. Smash that like button. Dr. Simone, what she needs to do is keep her stethoscope. She is raising 3 men. Ooh, she said 3. They need clothes and Uber Eats. Oops. Kelsey, thanks for coming through. I will never see it for T or Simone's lame self. Oh, Kelsey, you just got here. Did you see this? I'm going to replay it with the sound.
So we're gonna fry this oysters. So I didn't mean to offend you on my YouTube.
You did not offend me, but I'm like, where is the hate coming from? I was not offended. You call me old. How are things going for you?
I think the issue right now for me with the IVF, one, I'm trying to get Gregory unbusy because he's so busy with the office. I'm hoping that we can make a transition with that. And then not only that, I've been waiting for the VA to cover my IVF.
She's at home as a bad bitch. House clean, nails done, hair did. Well, it's strenuous on the body, on your mental health, and on your marriage.
Yeah.
Like, my life is so good. I love my husband loves me. We're spending time together. So much time, we don't have time to be propped up on the YouTube.
You'll still be doing inpatient, just not the outpatient.
I feel like
And you're doing well. You're doing well. We don't need it. The house is almost paid up. I'm almost done paying our class.
Who's gonna help pay our poor house? The one she's living in.
See, was all that necessary? I mean, it's off season on top of it, Impal. How do you feel about that? Like, it's totally off season. The reunion is completed. She could have not went on Sweet Tea's show in real time. Like right now in 2025, they just filmed this after she had the nerve to complain about the presence on YouTube and stuff in like January. Now in March, she's doing what she's complaining about because she's always done it. Oh yeah, T's heart dropped when Quad said she was having a baby. And then did you see the disdain on Dr. Rabbit's face when she said she was using Dr. Jackie for it? Uh-huh. Yeah, no, don't be sorry. Yeah, I cuss a lot. That might be why my algorithm's screwed. But just misspell it in the chat because as it turns out, my mods don't even have to filter some words. YouTube does it automatically with their guidelines. So we still don't even exactly know what those words are because I didn't know booty, Booty, spelled with meat with a space, MEAT, would be something that YouTube would be like, you can't say that word. But in the sentence, it was perfect, you know? But it timed out the person's comment on its own. So yeah, just misspell stuff. Yeah, happy Sunday. Right on. Thanks for coming through. YouTube is weird. The community guidelines, right? Better to be safe. Exactly. It took the shirt off to fight. He was just rocking an open shirt. He was, yeah, right? He had his shirt off earlier and then he had his shirt on. And then he took his shirt off to gallivant around the beach in a direction towards Dr. G, is what I would have told the police in my recollection, because I ain't no snitch. It's okay, and pal, you have to get used to misspelling them. No worries. Palaver girl, I love you. Thanks for coming through. Dr. G did provoke him with his sassy mouth. Exactly. Happy Sunday, Palaver girl. Hey, chat. I see my faves. I agree, and pal. He charged a little sassy, kept backpedaling to safety. He did. It was bad. Is anyone mad when King takes his shirt off? I'm not. I'm not mad when King took his shirt off. Apollo took his shirt off. I wasn't even mad when Shek took his shirt off. Oh, and I wasn't mad when Mimi's husband had his shirt open. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Kathy, how are you faring today, sweetie? Oh, Emmanuel Vasquez is in the house. I bet Sweet Tea is the best cook on cast. You think so? I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. It might be her job next season. She might have to revert to it if she doesn't get to come back on here and let us see how to be a proper abuse victim. She might have to resort to cooking on her YouTube channel. But we can hope. Hey, Emmanuel, happy Sunday. I love that Simone is being supportive. Emmanuel said, I love that Simone is being supportive. She's a good big sister, motherly figure. Bianca, hey, how you doing, Palaver? Rustin, how are you? Oh my God, so lame. T is a slave. That's what I'm saying. Palaver says, to you as well. I feel like the moment that Elaine started her show, it became fair game for all. Yeah, but it's fair game for all. You're totally right. And Dr. Heavenly continues to take it and they continue to whine and cry. But they participate. They do it too, but they cry when she does it. And the bottom line is, you know, if a person can talk crap better than you, you might want to stop talking crap. Because nothing that he says ever lands. Let's see how many freaking episodes does this girl even have on her page. Let's go look real quick. She has 59 videos. So let's see, where are the videos? She has 59 videos. Let's go to videos. Okay. Let's go to the oldest. So a year ago, she was here. 9 months ago, she was doing something. And then 4 months ago, she started going live every Sunday and whenever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, go back.
Free cookie.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All of these freaking videos in 4 months. 4 months, 3 months, 3 months, 2 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks. 1 month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 days ago, 13 days ago, 8 hours ago. Okay? So yeah, it is fair game for all. It's fair game. And actually, Dr. Heavenly told her to start a YouTube channel. So it's so weird. Her and Contessa take Dr. Heavenly's advice and then immediately start talking shit. It's so weird. You're one of the few that didn't find Kirk attractive. We said we liked him with the shirt off. Like his face is cute to me, but also, I don't know. I like my husband's vibe for a face also. Like, I don't know. He's cute, but you're right. Like, as far as like his overallness is handsome. He's a manly man. He supports Quad, all this stuff. And he's not ugly. He's no way ugly. And I don't know if it's his beard or what. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, we said we liked his shirt off. Kirk is Kirk King. His name is Kirk King, KK. No, not Rashida's husband. Do you think Quad is going to claim T is copying her? She does have a cookbook. Quad doesn't have to claim anything. T is copying her. For you to even notice it means Quad doesn't even have to say it because we all see it. She's definitely, and we've established that she wants to pretty much wear Quad as a skin suit, you guys. Pretty much. She even wants to call Dr. G King now, okay? He looks like little Teddy. He looks like a little teddy bear. Scruffy little teddy bear. Yes. So you guys, my predictions for tonight's reunion. Let's go over here. Or maybe they have it here. Let's see what else they have here. Bravo, Shade Room. Let's see you. See if they dropped anything else since we've been on here.
I say that the two of you got.
Oh, did you see Drew and Dennis go on a press tour this week? I think that's all freaking PR. She's like, oh yeah, Ralph lives in the basement. And then the next week, Ralph drops that he has a new podcast called In the Basement. And now he's on In the Basement talking shit to Dennis, who supposedly already called him and got his blessing from him. I feel like I feel like Drew, Portia, Ralph, and Dennis are playing in our face.
Look, based on everything that's going on, I think we should go our separate ways. I think,
So anyway, this is his little thing. And now Drew and him went on a press tour this week. Let me see, where'd it go? Oh, see? Let's look at this real quick. Diversion.
Are dealing with each other sexually. What you gotta say, bro?
listen, I will tell you this for real. This is real talk. You know, people say things on TV, and they got to sell a show, right? So it's all good. But I'm telling you, Drew is super, super talented. You can't. It's not a lot of folks out here that can act and actually sing for real. Drew can sing for real.
Yeah.
And, Portia got her own relationship. She was going through a divorce. That's really why this bond connected, because we were really going through the same thing at the same time. So the rumors are false, but I tell you, what was born during that time was an amazing album. And every song that you hear on there is factual, it's true, it's from the heart. And like Drew is really in the studio, like pouring her life out. So y'all make sure y'all listen to this album. It is the best R&B album of 2025. I guarantee you that.
I like that. Dennis, get back up.
Oh,
You haven't been buying any watches lately, have you? I know you give out
my
watches.
jeweler's on deck, you know what I mean? And when Drew go platinum, I'm getting her one. For real.
Right. Go straight. I did it to me. You know what I'm saying? And your friend.
Okay, so that was a little something to show us. So let's see. So these are some of the things that are going to happen tonight. Oh, Dr. G is going to get there, and he's going to have to stay separated from the other men.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Where's Letitia?
Letitia, 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 Letitia. Remember when he was doing the push-ups on the beach? Letitia, Letitia, Letitia.
Already started. Oh, okay. Excited. Let's go. Where the fellas at?
So look at the look on her face. He says, where the fellas at? Look at the look on her face, because they treated him like how they treated OG that year on Basketball Wives when Evelyn was the problem, but he's really the problem. Evelyn should have got treated like this that season, but instead they put OG and her dude over there in another trailer because they said Evelyn was scared of her. But Dr. G had to go to another section of the place, you guys.
They're upstairs.
I'm supposed to sit in this hole by myself all the time. Okay.
They have us isolated.
Dr. G, come.
You can't even come in the dressing room.
Oh, no, I have no problem.
They said, look, they're laughing. Look, King is in there with his teddy bear looking self. And Curtis, Steve, everybody else is in this room. And they're like, oh, where's King? And they're like, oh, he can't be in here. I mean, where's Dr. G? And they're like, oh, he can't even be in here.
You said you need extra security, so you shouldn't be allowed.
And it's all because Dr. G was trying to still pretend like he needed extra security because he was supposedly scared to be around King still.
Oh, really? Dr. G. Hey, in light of the...
So then this is Paul, the executive producer, coming in, and he's going to be talking to G about how, in light of your request for further security, on top of our freaking investigation that proved King was just going for a jaunt on the beach because he never made contact. Yeah, you're going to have to be in this room by yourself, bruh.
Everything that's happened over the last few weeks of the shoot, we put in some protocols that are to protect everyone ahead of, basically getting all the guys on stage.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's you that needs to do the work there.
And now here's Eugene. When he's in front of King, he's on King's side. When he's not in front of King, why does Dr. G have to not be in the group? Why this? Why that? Dr. G, where is Dr. G? I need him to hold my balls. Where's Dr. G? He's very worried about Dr. G whenever Dr. G isn't around. But when in King's presence, he's telling King right now that he's not the one with the problem. It's not him.
I think you're probably closer to being like, I ain't really got no problem, but I don't think he has an issue with you either. Okay. He's got, I think, just some unresolved things with his ex-wife.
And why would he have unresolved things with his ex-wife, who he abused, had put in jail? She got a mugshot. He admitted to the things he did to her. He still gets to be in her friend group. He got the friends. You know, when people get divorced, somebody gets the friends and somebody don't. He got the friends, obviously, because they've been trying to actively unfriend her from the group for a decade. Interesting. Interesting.
Not a monetary thing.
I've been taking care of you since the day I met you. It's a wear out when a person is doing the best they can and busting their ass left and right.
Is it a wear out when you beat your wife?
And all they hear is complaints.
Yeah, the complaint is you beat your wife. You need to fucking keep your hands to yourself, ball sack.
And a friend of mine, we met these two girls.
And one was willing to let me bone on her because she saw me on TV and she thought that she could get access to the money. But then she found out I didn't have no money.
And we went back to a hotel.
They felt into familiarity. It felt like you don't do that. You can't do that. Hopefully you all can at least have some type of conversation where at least you all can just coexist in the same time.
And you hear Dr. G trying to play mediator because he really wants his ball holder, Dr. G, to be allowed in the same room. He really wants his ball holder, Dr. G, to be able to be around in the same room. So he's like, oh, I think that you guys can do something where you can coexist in the same room because it's not you, it's him. And he just has a problem with the black woman And because he has a problem with the black woman who didn't want to be abused by him anymore and has now let the world know again what kind of fool he is. And that's my oldest son, you guys. That's Junior. And he's my son from another woman's womb though. Yes. His mom is hella cool. So I don't know. It's just interesting that these men want to cuckold this abuser instead of just let him go to the streets, the same place where Quad let him go was to the streets. Why can't these people let him go to the streets also? I mean, what does he even offer in a friendship? He can't even run fast, you guys. And he doesn't look good with his shirt off. I mean, what does he offer in friendship? He bitches and moans about your wife. He wants to get into the fray with women. He's fighting women. It's a lot. I don't know. Let's keep on.
You so worried about Gregory. Are you?
And then here's Sweet Tea and all her glorious delusional. Have you guys heard Drew Sidora's new album? We just heard what's that Dennis's name? Dennis say that it's the best R&B album, and I did hear some of the songs. They're beautiful. The music, I love the music. It's unexpected. It has a little vibe to it that's not just R&B. It has a little islandy thing. It has some classic happening on there. I liked it. I like the songs that I've heard on it so far. If she really did make 30 albums out of the pain with Ralph, not Transvant, if she really did, then I can't wait to hear the rest of them if it's like this, because that is so freaking cool. She has a song up called Delusional, you're delusional, you're losing your mind. You're delulu, you're delulu, you're delulu. That's her song. I like it.
You have my scraps. That you had to fall into a DM and lie to him and say that you could give him a baby and you have not made good on that.
Ooh, look at Andy's face when she said that. He was like, that was a good nasty read, Quad. You said you crawled into the man's DMs and you said you could give him a baby and you could not. Nasty, truthful, honest reads. That's the way we like a read, Dr. Heavenly. A good white meat cut doesn't hurt. Just shut the fuck up. Leave me out of your mouth and you won't get in mine. How about that? How about that?
Girl, please. What is it? You didn't get enough out of the divorce? Moving on.
I am
She
going
didn't get enough money out of the divorce. That's all.
T, how did you feel going into the vacation with Quad?
I was open-minded and thought that was going to be good, but I did.
She thought what was going to be good?
Have some doubts that there was going to be some drama because Quad was speaking on me and my marriage a lot, and I didn't think that was fair.
Was Quad speaking on you and your marriage a lot, or did she respond after you would talk shit and all she would say about your marriage is you can have the freaking abuser? You can keep the abuser.
This baby was talking about me every single week. She never misses, but
I just showed you video proof on Sweet Tea's channel of the every single week of what she speaks. All these episodes going back 4 months of her talking about Dr. Heavenly and Quad specifically. All of these videos, you guys, this isn't a lie. But you know who's a fucking liar? Sweet and Sour. Because Quad did not make this many fucking videos about you, bitch. Quad has not said your name this many times, bitch. You're fucking delusional. And if you feel like you can say something once and respond 28 times, hey, you can't tell me how to respond. I get it. You can't really tell me how to reply back to you when you feel dissed. But this is excessive. And you need to be prepared for whatever the fuck you're about to get. All these videos, Sweet and Sour.
I'm always on her mind. I have a permanent residence. It's a mansion in her mind. So yes, you are quite obsessed and you would love to beat me, honey. Sorry, you could never
I'm trying to figure out what is it that you have failed businesses. So I don't really care.
She said nobody wants to drink.
Oh, and now she's trying to say Quad has 2 DUIs. What the fuck? She would have only got that information from Dr. G. But if it's true then that's still not even her business to tell, and shows that Dr. G only tried to give her some ammunition to use against her. So it still doesn't even land because it's not even, you don't even know that firsthand, bitch. Because we never heard that shit before. And I Googled it. I tried to look it up. Does Quad have any quad web, DUI, whatever? The mugshot was for domestic violence, not for a DUI.
She did call me a drunk, by the way.
You have a history of being drunk, now.
No, dear, I
Yes,
don't.
you do.
No,
Yes,
I
you
don't.
do.
You would love for me to.
You've had 2 DUIs. She is an alcoholic.
If she can turn a statement about somebody, just don't say that. Just disparage him.
That's a big accusation.
You're not gonna put that out there, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You're gonna do. You can say a lot of things, but you won't say that, sweetheart. Okay, we see it.
You see that? So then she just starts pulling anything out. She's like, I can make a booger talk. When she gets under a lot of pressure from the lies and her delusion, she's just like, oh, you're an alcoholic. Oh, you had 2 DUIs. Oh, just grasping at shit. Okay. And but none of it matters because the bottom line is you're still in an abusive relationship with Quad's leftovers, bitch. That's what the truth is. And you're salty because you are still paying off Quad's house because your fool of a husband didn't even have the wherewithal to do it, except for that he got another victim in his house to help him do that shit.
You really think she's an alcoholic?
Let me not say she's alcoholic. I think that she's had issues with in the past drinking, and then
So why would she think that she has issues in the past drinking? Because at the vibe check, she had rum when she was talking about her abusive experience with her husband. So that makes her have a problem with drinking. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. Okay, so if pedophile was bad, I think that calling somebody an alcoholic is more detrimental.
and at the couples trip, she was drunk.
God has prepared me for him. My life has changed.
And they all would have been drunk, except for that Dr. G was such a buzzkill.
She's still talking. She was disrespectful to him, and I think that he had a right to speak up when it regarded their marriage.
He said, "Shut the up to Quad."
He said, "Shut the."
He did. He said, shut the fuck up to Quad. And then listen to Sweet and Sour try to justify it. So listen to this bitch. Listen to her. So we heard Dr. G say, shut the fuck up. You talk too much. Shut the fuck up. You talk too much. Be quiet. We heard him say that stuff, right? So if he was only telling Quad to be quiet, then that means he was telling you to shut the fuck up.
He said, "You have a big mouth." That's 2 different things.
You don't help people. You got a big mouth. It's not nice.
And
You so worried.
freaking Dr. G is the one that said he told Quad to shut the fuck up when he was antagonizing King on the beach. Remember?
He's human.
I don't know.
And then he acts human. He seemed like a miserable person.
And then here comes Contessa, and I'm sorry, but that does kind of look like Tori's spelling right here. I know she had that kind of thing, but I was even wondering, I was like, why wouldn't they have done a better job right there? Because she did have to have full on a mastectomy and then a reconstructive surgery. And so I was wondering why they wouldn't have made sure that she was, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of do feel like they could have done a better job on her reconstruction. And, I feel like, yeah, I had actually noticed prior, but I didn't say anything. Of course, because I know she had that mastectomy and everything. And I'm not justifying what Dr. Heavenly said, but I'm saying that I did notice also that it kind of looked a little like Tori Spelling situation, and that looks like it needs to be repaired also. I don't know. Let's say.
I hope he has some joy. Your titties way over here. Please don't talk about me when you got botched surgery.
So she said Dr. Damon was miserable for being with Heavenly, and Heavenly said, you got botched titty surgery. Don't talk about me when your titties are botched. So that's what I'm talking about. Dr. Heavenly be getting flustered sometimes, y'all.
I have a post-mortem mastectomy reconstruction. This is what I don't like about you, girl. They do.
You know what is so
And that's the point too. Like everybody for all the reality shows across time, where there's the unspoken rule is that we're not, if somebody does something to somebody, there's no rules on the get back. People are even still trying to justify what Kenya Moore got kicked off of Real Housewives of Atlanta for doing revenge porn, showing the peen, whatever she was doing. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know. But she showed that picture, and even when she was trying to justify it, she's like, we're on the Housewives. When has there been a rule about how you can get back? Even Candy and her justification of Kenya's justification of it, she was like, we're on the Housewives. When has there been a rule about the get back? So that's true, kind of.
Sad.
What?
What had me very sad and has me sad. Don't cry, Jackie. They were good friends. They were good friends. And to think that you two can't come back
Nope, they're never coming back because Contessa's a freak.
from this. And right now what you're doing is just blaming each other. Would you stay?
And I don't know. I don't know. It's that they just aren't standing for each other. Milo, leave her alone.
Stop for 1 minute and both of you reflect on where you were.
Yes. Let me say this. Contessa has been hurt by your words on social media.
So why is it only matter that Contessa has been hurt by words? I mean, I think it's that Dr. Heavenly just really doesn't say anything. It might hurt her feelings, but she just keeps it moving because her point of view, based off of how she was raised in this world in Miami, gives her a thick enough skin to just be like, she'll just bite back. She's not gonna like whine and be like, and they've said some pretty devastating stuff about Dr. Heavenly, and she not once has cried or nothing on these bitches. She has not once cried on these hoes. You know what I'm saying? They talk about Dr. Damon. She's not sitting here fucking crying. She just says something back. They talk about her kids. She's not sitting here crying, and she still won't bring up your kids. You know what I'm saying? So she's a real one.
And no matter
But for Simone, who is about to do this right here, for Simone, who's in this right here,
Listen up.
let's skip this ad.
So we're gonna fry this monsters. So I didn't mean
house clean, nails done, hair did. Well, it's strenuous on the body, on your mental health, and on your marriage.
yeah.
Like my life is so good. I love my husband loves me. We're spending time together. So much time, we don't have time to be propped up on the YouTube.
And the same person that she's referring to here helped save her marriage with the man that who's now finally paying attention to her ass. And Simone's thanks is to come up here with this brat and do this? Really? But you're also simultaneously doing this, Simone.
It happened.
No matter what she said to you in private, no matter what she said to you in public, as a good girlfriend, it's not your place to.
So is Simone basically letting us know that she's not a good girlfriend?
You'll still be doing inpatient, just not the outpatient.
I feel like
And you're doing well.
I
You're doing,
feel
we
like
don't need
there
it. The
is
house is almost paid off. I'm
is
almost
a
done
lot.
paying our house.
Who's gonna help Quad pay our Quad house? The one she.
Okay, so on that comment, let's dig into that because did you guys know? Talk about trash. I'm so glad we're talking about trash. Did you guys know that the rumor of Quad sleeping with a contractor to get her house finished was made up by none other than Dr. Rabbit and the Rabbits? Did you know that? Even Cecil told us when he went to the interview with Carlos King last season. He said that his wife was the one that started those rumors on Quad. Has she ever got checked for that? And now look at her further perpetrating some kind of defamation on Quad's character by saying that she would and suggesting that she would need help paying off a house that she's obviously is fine. And now laughing about it. Look how she's so funny to her. Look, so I still am asking the question, who put her in charge of what's right on Married to Medicine? Why does she get to sit up on this fucking couch and say with this tone and that face that people are giving her their ass to kiss, or that they're acting some kind of way or doing something, when she's the queen of mean?
Go and regurgitate any of that on social media.
And I feel like if you said it on the show, then I can regurgitate whatever I want to. I can regurgitate whatever I want to, wherever I want to, because you brought it to a public forum. Conversely, Dr. Heavenly doesn't bring her trash of whatever problems is in her marriage. She's not bringing it for here for us to talk about, so we can't talk about it. But if you come to me and in front of the world and tell everybody that you as my friend are in a volatile relationship and you don't know what you're going to do and you're scared of this, and then he's bum rushing stages and you're flinching and shit, and then somebody asks me, a truth teller, do I think my friend's in an abusive relationship? I thoughtfully think carefully to make sure to not say physically, but I also think honestly about what me and the viewers have seen you display with your partner. So I'm willing to admit that what my eyeballs say match the Google definition of motherfucking emotional abuse, okay, and verbal abuse. But people want to play. People want to play. It's all good. It's all good. We all get games.
I apologize for them, Simone. So you're bringing up things that I.
And that's the other part. Dr. Heavenly's already apologized 211 times in 18 different languages. She said sorry to every one of these bitches that have no sorries for her, and equally by proxy, no sorries for Quad. But Quad and Dr. Heavenly do a lot of apologizing to these ungrateful hoes for them to turn around and be like, oh, well, that wasn't good enough. Oh, well, that wasn't sincere. Oh, well, you didn't say it in soprano. Oh, well, I only like to hear things in C major. Oh, well, you weren't on one knee. Oh, well, you weren't hopping backwards down the beach like my husband was when he wanted to have a parade of King run down the beach. I mean, it's just all kind of delusional shit when it comes time for anybody but Dr. Heavenly and Quad to have to take accountability on this bullshit. And it's just like the delusion, the fucking delusion. We're delusional, right?
I've already acknowledged.
Well, no, but what she's saying is that this is a roadblock.
And for Andy to say that this is a pattern when without acknowledging the pattern of them all getting on social media. Toya has been on social media talking a gang of shit about the ladies. Simone has been on social media talking a gang of shit about the ladies. Toya and Simone specifically spent 2 seasons doing Instagram lives, getting drunk, drinking Toya's wine, talking shit about Dr. Heavenly. 2 seasons. 2 seasons. It never gets brought up. It never gets brought up because Dr. Heavenly's not a crybaby bitch. She's not a crybaby. But everybody else gets their panties in a literal bunch and will cry like you backed up over their fucking dog for doing the same shit. It's inauthentic and I call BS.
Block in your relationship with Dr. Contessa.
Right, yeah.
And may I say, for possibly, how many seasons have you been on the show? 10? 10.
It was 10.
Possibly the 10th reunion that we are talking.
And it hasn't been 10 reunions of talking about it, but it's been 10 reunions of Dr. Heavenly responding after she sees what these bitches said about her. It's not like she just comes online and talks out the side of her neck. It's because she's talking about what was said about her, and her response is so much better than even what they fucking said. It's the only thing people remember.
About
Same thing.
Your social media.
Andy, would you like me?
And they're supposed to have social media because they used to have blogs.
It's about my social media.
It sounds like the women would like it.
You.
I don't care because you're not talking about me, but if you start
Oh, and that must be why whenever I bring up Andy on anything, she's like, oh, Andy's good. Andy's good. I feel you, girl.
me, I would probably
I know
prefer
about you, baby. So
Thank you.
good, then.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
What I would love to say is I thought
that you.
Oh my God. Here she comes with her fucking thoughts again from 3 years ago. You know what I fucking thought, Contessa? I thought that after being off the show for 3 fucking years, if your marriage was really in that much of a better place that you told Andy last episode of the reunion, that we would have been able to see that demonstrated, and you possibly might have even taken us down the road of how that happened. But instead, all we saw was the flies around your motherfucking head from the dead horse of saying and pretending like Dr. Heavenly did some shit that you didn't start.
And I had a true, authentic relationship. And we did. But then to hear some of the things that you say.
Oh, boy. We were already over this, Contessa. You agreed to disagree. She said the shit. She's not taking it back. Your husband did the shit. He don't have to take it back. So why does Dr. Heavenly have to take something back?
About me. It questions for me whether it was ever real. Well, I've already apologized for that. I know. I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Thanks for coming in, pal.
This is the problem. You keep saying that people tell you stuff, but you can't even listen. I'm trying to figure out who's real. Oh my God. And I think this is who's real. I can try. And I receive it. But you look
Yeah, no. And is Toya about to say some bullshit too?
beautiful today. Thank you. You did too. All right. And so do my breast. That's right. Moving on.
All right, well then let's end that conversation on a compliment.
Yeah. So that's what we're in store for tonight, you guys. It's 5 o'clock here, so it's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. I know you guys probably are going to go run and watch Real Housewives of the Titanic. Yeah. That's what Phaedra called it, so that's what I'm calling it. And it hasn't been a lot this so much. I do like Shamia. I do enjoy Kelly. You know, I'm with the truth. Like, if you feel like telling the truth, even if it hurts my feelings a little bit, just tell me so we can, like, try to find a way forward. But I like Shamia. I like Kelly so far. I like those two a lot. Angela, I don't know. She seems a little pressed. Britt is a try hard. And I don't know if her voice is really like that, but it's fucking annoying. It's a fucking annoying. I can't. Okay. And who else is on the show? Portia, whatever. You're a tired mess, girl. You're tired. They thought you were gonna save some shit, but you're kind of tired. I don't know if you have enough energy to actually save it because of how tired you are. Okay. And the storyline that you're trying to push, being mad at the hot dog man, we don't even fucking care. We don't care. We don't care if you're mad at your baby daddy because you took that other lady baby daddy. We don't fucking care. We don't care. And we see how you treat your best friend Shamia, who really has everything that you've been pretending to have. And you treat her like this. And you didn't even stick up for her when Phaedra was sitting there talking about Shamia with Candy and Todd. Remember that shit? It's a lot. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for coming through. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way out or in if you catch the replay. Remember, there's enough to go around, so go get some. Leave it in the comments. What are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts? What would you rate the overall season of Married to Medicine on a scale of 1 to 10? Who's your MVP? Who's your thorn? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Dr. Heavenly, she should be going live tomorrow, and that's where we get the real tea. And so hopefully you guys have your bell rung for me, and that way you'll be able to see when I go live and catch all the stuff we do here on LRGA Curves. Again, thanks for coming through. I love you guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace.